And we welcome you back to live streaming coverage of the 69th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. My name is Andrew Miller. George Allen with me here this afternoon. And we have had a great day so far in the second day of the Black Walnut Festival that got started yesterday early, bright and early. And it's continuing through the day today, and we'll be into tomorrow through the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. We had to break away for a little bit. We had some technological problems going on with our Facebook and YouTube feed. We believe that we have everything fixed up, and it's going to be fingers crossed perfect for the rest of the festival. We have some hardline Ethernet cord running into the city building. We want to thank the city of Spencer for allowing us to get that done, and we want to thank them for helping us. Rob Miller, boy, he came on. I said, hey, can I run some Ethernet cord? And he said, I'll bring the bucket truck. And he did it better than I could have thought, and it saved me a lot of duct tape and a lot of time with him putting that thing together for us. And so we should be good to go on our Facebook and YouTube feeds. We should have perfect service from here on out in the festival. We're so thankful for everyone who has joined us so far, and we hope that you continue to join us for the festival throughout the next few days. If you have any comments, any questions you have about the festival, we invite you to just comment in your comment section, whether you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook. We can see both of those. I've got the chat pulled up. Let us know you're watching. Let us know where you're watching from. Give us your favorite memories of the Walnut Festival or the things you like the most. Tell us your favorite food vendor to get. It's all good for us. We just want to see the interactions with you guys, and we do appreciate you joining in with us. We're here for the duration. We'll be in and out on the radio side of things throughout the next few. We've got a lot of things to cover here today, but we do want to thank our exclusive sponsor for all of our content here for the next hour from 2 to 3 o'clock. It is all Mini Hamilton Health Systems, and we're very happy to be joined by Sandra Ellis, our representative here today from Mini Hamilton. We're going to do a lot of different talking. I forgot to give you a headset, by the way. That would be the first thing we need.
Exactly.
I completely forgot. It's really easy for people to hear people when they've got a microphone actually on and a headset on. And so they sent you over here, Sandra. And I tell you what, the things that are going on, though, at Mini Hamilton Health Systems are not small in detail and not small in scope. There's a lot of things we want to talk about, things that are going on, and the future of Mini Hamilton Health Systems. But first, we want to go back and talk about the background of Mini Hamilton Health Systems, where this whole thing got started, all of the information that we need to know. It's, again, they have really grown and expanded, but where did it begin?
Well, hopefully, I'd like to think that everybody kind of knows Mini Hamilton Health System and where we are, but just in case there are some listeners out there that aren't familiar with us, I'd just like to share a little bit of our background. We're actually located in Grantsville, which is in Calhoun County, and we've been in operation as Mini Hamilton since the closure of Calhoun General back in like 1995. Mini Hamilton is actually a federally qualified health center, and that federally qualified health center owns and operates the Critical Access Hospital. So since we opened up in like 1996, Mini Hamilton has grown to include a comprehensive, vertically integrated healthcare delivery system that's comprised of a critical access hospital, a community health center, which is our FQHC. We also have school-based health center sites. We have a 24-bed nursing home, swing bed unit, oral health care, rural health clinics, and we also provide 340B pharmacy services.
Some of the things that you just mentioned there, I think about this. It's crazy to me that Mini Hamilton has only been in operation since 1996. Boy, did they hit the ground running. Between 1996 and now, that's not a lot of time to do what this place has done. So you talk about these health systems that they begin one way and then you go vertically and out. And what you guys have done, we just were around for the opening of the Arnoldsburg Health Clinic right there at Arnoldsburg Elementary School a couple of years ago. We did a live from there. You have different places and different sites for Mini Hamilton. You've got clinics in different locations. I know there's one in Glenville. I know that you guys have expanded outwardly, and you're continuing to try to expand on your services that you provide.
Correct, and if it's okay, I'll just go ahead and share some of the expansion that we've had with our services. As you mentioned, we do have other health clinics located across different areas. Our FQHC, or our community health center, is actually located in Glenville. And then we have 2 RHCs, or rural health clinics, and as you mentioned, one of those is at Arnoldsburg, and the other is at Grantsville on the campus of our critical access hospital campus there. We're actually really excited and pleased. Believe it or not, this is our 1-year anniversary that we're celebrating the opening of that Arnoldsburg clinic. I don't know.
1 year already?
Yeah, I don't know where that year went, but
Yeah.
it flew by, and we're definitely excited to be there and to be able to provide services for that area of the county. All of these locations, Glenville, Grantsville, and Arnoldsburg, they provide many services to the community. We have family practice, women's health, we do physicals, CDL physicals, EPSDT physicals, if kids need it for scouts, for camps, sports physicals, well baby checks. We also do childhood and adult immunizations, and we provide a lot of education to our patients, especially for those that have diabetes, wound care, soft breast exams, and things like that. And we do also do some minor procedures. Our Grantsville and Glenville locations are open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and also on Saturday from 8 to 4. Walk-ins can be seen at both of those locations from 8 a.m. to 5:30. And our hours of operation at Arnoldsburg is Monday through Friday as well from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I mentioned earlier that we also provide dental services. So we do have a dental office that's located in Grantsville, and we have hours on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 to 4, and Tuesdays from 8 to 6. Some other services that we provide include, but they're certainly not limited to, a 24/7 emergency room. We have a 19-bed acute care swing bed unit. We also provide behavioral health services, pulmonary rehab, cardiopulmonary rehab. We have a comprehensive full-service lab, radiology, and we also provide occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, infusion therapy, and I think I had mentioned earlier wound care.
Yes.
And certainly if anybody's interested in further information about any of those services or needs to schedule an appointment, we can be reached at 304-354-9244 to accomplish that for anyone that's interested.
You know, with the expansion of this hospital so quickly from 1996 until now, and all those services you just listed, by the way, folks, we're speaking with Sandra Ellis, representative of many Hamilton healthcare systems over in Grantsville, but they're beyond just Grantsville at this point as we've been talking. They are our exclusive sponsor for our content, whether it be here on the streams or when we get on the radio as well. And the expansion has not just been for yourself. This expansion has gone in conjunction with quality. It hasn't just been you guys have expanded too fast for your own good. You guys have earned awards and distinctions very recently. As I was watching, I tell you what, you guys have a great Facebook account, by the way. Social media is fantastic for Mini Hamilton. You post the stuff that is nuts and bolts, but then you also post fun stuff on that Facebook account. But one of the things I just saw was a couple of your representatives headed out to Kansas City, and you guys took home some major awards there. You guys are not expanding too fast, obviously.
We were really excited about that, and I was actually one of the ones that had the opportunity to make that trip to Kansas City. And this was actually our second year in a row that we received this award. And I think that just shows how dedicated we are to maintaining the health and improving the quality of the life of all the people that we serve in our service areas. So that award or that distinction was from the National Rural Health Association, and we were awarded the Top 20 Critical Access Hospital Award. And in addition to that, we're also recognized as a patient-centered medical home by the National Committee for Quality Assurance. And again, I think that really speaks volumes to our commitment to excellence in rural health care.
Absolutely.
Critical access hospitals really play a vital role in providing essential services to underserved rural communities. And our inclusion in that top 20 CAH award is a testament to our exceptional performance in key areas such as quality of care, patient safety, and financial stability. The hospital's dedication to meeting that stringent criteria reflects its tireless efforts to ensure access to high-quality health care in isolated regions. After we received our PCMH recognition from the NCQA, I think that also further underscores our commitment to patient-centered care. That model in itself emphasizes a holistic and coordinated approach to health care, placing the patient at the center of the decision-making, which is very important. And our recognition signifies that the health system has met rigorous standards for providing comprehensive and patient-focused primary care services. Key factors that contribute to our success includes our robust care coordination efforts, our effective use of our health information technology. We also have a patient-centric approach that values communication and shared decision-making. And so when we adopted those principles of the PCMH model, it has allowed us to enhance the patient experience and promote better health outcomes through preventative care and proactive management of chronic conditions. It's also really great to be recognized again as that top 20 CAH. It just shows our ability to deliver high quality, patient-centered care, even in resource-limited environments.
Yeah. You know, I think about that, Sandra, in the situation in a small rural community that you're in, just the fact that you provide this care and your customers and your patients trust you guys so much anyway, but to have those awards lumped on top of that, it really does focus outwardly. People can see that you're doing tremendous things in the small communities.
Yes. I'd like to mention, too, another program that we participate in and we've been recognized for recently, really doing great things through our participation in the Rural Maternity and Obstetrics Management Strategies Program, or RMOMS. That's kind of a mouthful. So
RMOMS, I like it.
So we refer to it as RMOMS. But the purpose of RMOMS is to improve access to and continuity of maternal and obstetrics care in rural communities. You know, a lot of small communities are no longer having birthing units in their facilities. We've seen that in Calhoun, certainly here in Roane, Jackson, and many other facilities. So it's very important to have that access to maternal care. And part of the goals to the RMOMS program is to improve maternal and neonatal outcomes within a rural region, develop a sustainable network approach to increasing the delivery and access for preconception, prenatal, pregnancy, labor and delivery, and postpartum services. Also, to develop a safe delivery environment with the support and access to specialty care for perinatal patients and infants. And lastly, to develop sustainable financing models for the provision of maternal and obstetrics care in rural hospitals and communities. And last month, Minnie Hamilton actually received an award from the West Virginia Perinatal Partnership for our contribution to the success of the RMOMS program by improving the care of mothers and babies in Gilmer County. So that was a huge win for us, and something that I think that we can certainly grow upon.
Well, not to overemphasize financial issues, but there is that. You know, this is not cheap care. This is stuff that becomes expensive. You know, it's not an easy thing to do. And if you are a potential mother, that does make those decisions a little easier to help. If you can kind of guide mothers into those ways of paying for this kind of stuff and being able to access those avenues that they need.
Absolutely, it's important. That support, the resource, knowing that they have someone there that can assist them is huge.
Yeah. So we're going to go on the radio now. Sweet. Okay, so we've got this covered. We're going to go on the radio. Give us just a second here. We're going to continue to talk about some of the cool things that are going on here at Minnie Hamilton Health Systems. They are our exclusive sponsor for content at the festival here and on the radio station from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Sandra Ellis is with us. She is representing Minnie Hamilton, and I had to apologize to her. I was running not phone line, but I was running Ethernet cord at the 2 o'clock hour. I came back over here, and you were just hanging out. I was like, oh, my bad.
Just making myself at home.
Yes. George is checking on the time with us. What we got? About 1 minute? All right. Wait, who's at the station right now? Lauren is still there. Okay, cool. I don't even know what's going on at my own station right now. Once we get into that, we'll talk on the radio about, let's see, what are we talking about, the commitment to care coming up here. Well, that's very easy to notice, but I can't wait to talk about that, and I look forward to talking about facility expansion. I missed the groundbreaking ceremony for that because I was unfortunately out of town when I was supposed to be there. I said I was coming and then skipped out of town accidentally. Well, I appreciate you very much there, Miss Lauren. We were having trouble this morning getting a hold of her on our phones, and so I told her if she didn't respond, I was going to start singing her name until she responded. The next time we went on, she was on immediately.
Johnny on the spot.
Folks, we're very thankful to be joined downtown here today. Everybody watching us on our YouTube and Facebook feed, continue to do that. But we're happy to be on the radio now for the 69th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. We've been down here all morning. We'll be here for the rest of the festival. We expect to have tremendous weather still throughout. It's beautiful today, has been. Tomorrow is supposed to be more of the same. On Saturday night or Friday night, there may be some storms. Saturday, maybe a little passing showers, but it shouldn't be.
Early morning on Saturday is what they had before I left.
It should not be enough to dampen the spirits of the people here for the Walnut Festival. So much going on for these next few days. We're here to try to get the information out. We're also here to talk to our sponsors, and our sponsor for this last hour from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, both on our Facebook and YouTube and on the radio side of things now, is Minnie Hamilton Healthcare Systems. And we've been talking with Sandra Ellis, the representative from Minnie Hamilton. We've talked about the past, the present, and we're going to talk about the future here. And Sandra, we're very happy to be joined by you with the information you have for us. We want to talk about Minnie Hamilton's continued commitment to care that you guys have really, really focused on from 1996 until now. Such a short time to be so good at what you all do.
Thanks, Drew. Absolutely. Minnie Hamilton stands as a cornerstone of comprehensive healthcare services that are dedicated to meeting the diverse needs of the community it serves, and that ranges from primary care to specialized treatments. We're also committed to ensuring accessible and high-quality healthcare for all. At the heart of Minnie Hamilton's services is its robust primary care offerings, and we've already talked about that a little bit through our rural health clinics and our FQHC. With a focus on preventive care, routine checkups, and health screenings, the health system strives to keep communities healthy and thriving. Experienced healthcare professionals work collaboratively with patients to manage their chronic conditions and promote their overall well-being and health. As we mentioned previously, we extend our impact beyond basic health care through a range of specialty services, which may include cardiology, orthopedics, women's health, and much more. And by offering those specialized services close to home, Minnie Hamilton minimizes the burden on patients who would otherwise need to travel a great distance for these types of services. We're also at the forefront of technological advancements, employing state-of-the-art diagnostic and imaging services. From cutting-edge laboratory tests to advancing medical imaging, we ensure accurate and timely diagnosis, facilitating effective treatment plans for our patients. And then in addition to our inpatient and outpatient care, we are absolutely dedicated to fostering community health through educational programs and outreach initiatives. That can be in the terms of like vaccination clinics, wellness workshops, health fairs, health education campaigns, and any community partnerships that we can build are all part of our mission of promoting a culture of health and prevention. We also are very committed to mental health services, which further reflects our holistic approach to well-being. We have mental health professionals who work alongside medical teams to address the mental and emotional aspects of health, recognizing the interconnected nature of physical and mental well-being.
You know what I think about when I hear that and your dedication to that, and I mentioned it before we came on the radio, it says Minnie Hamilton Health Systems is dedicated to being very, very forward-driven from 1996, you hit the ground running. You never looked back. You continued to expand vertically. You expanded horizontally. And in the same time that you did that, you never lost the ability to provide the high-quality care. And all that you have done from start till now is continue to expand the types of high-quality care that you guys have offered. And it is from start to finish. It is preventative medicine now, preventative things, all the way to reactive medicine. And it's just a way that I don't know if that's when the hospital started, that's what the hospital wanted, but that seems to be the nature that many Hamilton healthcare systems said, we want to push forward as far and as fast as we can do it, but we want to do it without sacrificing any quality, and you never have sacrificed that quality. We talked about some of the awards that you guys received. Those of you out in Radio Land, if you don't follow their Facebook account, you need to. As I mentioned, they have nuts and bolts stuff on there, with just when you have the clinics, when you have the flu shots and all that stuff. That's all well and good, but then they provide that soft-natured stuff where you talk about the individuals at Hamilton Healthcare Systems. You guys always are recognizing individuals who work at the places. Yeah. It's one of those things that I really enjoy watching, and it provides kind of a human face to a big organization, if people want to call it that. But it is a very human organization, and it's because it's in a small community that you feel that small community. You just feel that nature when you look at those posts when it talks about the people of the community. I think that's a great job that you guys do. And again, that's just another thing that you guys are trying to push to make sure people know about Mini Hamilton and all that you guys have provided and are continuing to expand to provide. One of the things that it's a really exciting thing that you're getting ready to talk about here is a partnership coming up or happening right now with the Harvard.
Absolutely.
That's a pretty big organization.
Very exciting.
Drew, I just wanted to jump in real quick. Us Hooners, we do not do anything at a slow pace.
This is true.
You ought to know that by the past 2 years.
I have figured that out. We have a statement for George over there. If something is in the hopper that we don't know about, all we just say is, what happened? George happened. That's what happened. Because he is ready to go at all points in time, and he is pushing us into the next generation, kicking, screaming, whatever it may take. That is the nature of, as he calls them, the Hooters. But yes, one cool thing is you guys are expanding and getting some services with the University of Harvard.
Well, as George puts it, we want to be there for those Hooners and for our community and those in our surrounding areas that we serve. But yes, absolutely. This partnership with Harvard, I think off the top of my head, this is like maybe our second year. So we're growing in this as well. But this is something that we're very proud of. We participate in what's called the Technology Enabled Education for Community Health. And there's another short little acronym, TEACH, because, you don't want to say that mouthful every time. So through this TEACH program in the Harvard Medical School Center for Primary Care, they've developed and implemented a model that's referred to as Echo Plus to equip primary care practitioners in rural areas with the knowledge necessary to provide high-quality specialty care. So Harvard Teach has proven to be a transformative force, seamlessly integrating technology into community health education and enhancing our capacity to deliver impactful healthcare solutions, which in turn allows our providers the resources to provide quality care to our low-income patient community. Mini Hamilton actually has 16 providers that's participating in TEACH in clinical courses, and then we have 6 that are participating in a quality improvement participation or implementation team. TEACH actually has 3 sites that they've chosen, Mini Hamilton being one, and then there's another called R-Care, which is actually a clinic with sites in Arkansas, Kentucky, and Mississippi. And then there's one called Chickasaw Nation, which is a federally recognized tribe with a medical center and tribal clinics in Oklahoma. So we're kind of pleased on West Virginia there to be, involved with those other states across the nation. So these partner spoke sites provide care to rural populations that are disproportionately impacted by chronic diseases. And
of which we, as a small community, are for sure.
absolutely. And so these sites are predominantly fully or partially located in primary care, dental, and behavioral health care professional shortage areas. And these rural populations, as you said, face conditions such as high levels of poverty, unemployment, low levels of educational attainment and literacy in some cases, an increased social determinant of health needs. There are also some access barriers to healthcare sometimes based upon geographic location, sometimes isolation,
Yep.
lack of public transit. We don't have a lot of that. And then there's also higher levels of chronic diseases such as cardiovascular, pulmonary diseases, and that type of thing. So this TEACH program has empowered our providers to foster a dynamic learning environment that elevates their skills, ensuring top-notch healthcare delivery for our community. And TEACH has been a catalyst for positive changes in Calhoun County, propelling community health forward through innovative education and technology, and ensuring a healthier, more informed future. And I'd just like to take a minute to quote our CEO, but he says, "Our staff does a lot with a little."
Yes.
And embracing Harvard's transformative TEACH is not just an investment in knowledge, it's a strategic commitment to unlocking innovation and excellence that will propel Mini Hamilton Health System to new heights. And so it's all very exciting. It's a tremendous opportunity for our providers, and you can't speak volumes as to how valuable it is to have that direct access to the medical expertise of those at Harvard.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot more expert than that.
Right.
When it comes to the teaching services that they provide, obviously. Just such a wonderful thing. We're speaking again with Sandra Ellis, representative of Mini Hamilton Healthcare Systems, and all the things that they do. And I tell you what, your CEO it was very intimidating to me. I was there a year ago at the opening of the Arnold's Clinic, and your CEO and I think COO were in Kansas City watching our live, and at that point I got nervous, but they said we were doing a great job. And again, they are so proud of the people who work for them because you guys do such a wonderful job. So I'm sure if they do happen to watch this and listen in, they're going to be very thankful that you came over, Sandra, and that you are one of the representatives for Mini Hamilton. We've talked about the past, we've talked about the present, let's talk about the future real quick. You're doing some expansion right now at your actual main facility. You did some groundbreaking recently, and you've done some things already.
Yeah, we have actually. It's kind of crazy, a lot going on there right now. We're actually undergoing a $20 million new construction and renovation project that will focus on bringing compliant and up-to-date facilities to our Grantsville campus.
Lots has changed from
Absolutely.
till now.
Absolutely. The project is broken down actually into multiple phases, and right now we're in phase 1 of the multi-phase project, which is well underway. New sanitary lines are being installed, with all bathrooms in our acute care and long-term care units receiving fixture upgrades. We've also installed new domestic water lines and are doing an upgrade to the fire suppression system, which has already been completed. And then phase 2 is actually scheduled to begin sometime in the summer of 2024. And that's going to include new construction, which is going to add approximately 20,000 square feet to the hospital's current footprint. And that's going to host our new rural health clinic, a state-of-the-art lab, along with a dental clinic and dietary.
Again, that preventative medicine that you guys are working on, yes.
And then upon completion of the new construction, which are phases 3 and 4, that's going to include renovations of an existing 11,000 square feet that will become the new homes for our emergency department, pharmacy, physical, speech, and occupational therapies, cardiopulmonary, central supply, and laundry. The multi-year, multi-phase project is going to bring much-needed improvements to the infrastructure of the facility that has been in service. That building's actually been there since the 1960s.
Yeah.
So it's got a little bit of age on it. I won't say how much with that 60s thing. We won't talk about that. But
Don't do that.
yeah, that's
I
not good.
remember the construction.
But we're really excited with it because in the end result, it's going to provide us with a better patient experience to provide and ensure that healthcare in rural central West Virginia has the services that they depend on for years to come.
Man, big things are happening over in Calhoun County, West Virginia. Just amazing. I did miss some of the specialty services that you guys provide. I was so excited about the talking points that I know you have, and then I just jumped right over top of one of them. They do provide, though. You guys at Minnie Hamilton provide specialty services, and that can mean a whole lot of stuff.
It can, and we do a wide array of that in our various locations. At Grantsville, we provide orthopedic services through First Settlement Orthopedics, and these services are provided on the second and fourth Mondays, and they include services such as cortisone injections, visco injections, which is that joint lubricating injection. They also do casting and cast removal, splint molding, and joint aspiration, just to name a few things. We also offer nephrology service in Grantsville to treat conditions that affect the kidneys or kidney function, and you can schedule an appointment for those services Monday through Thursday at Grantsville. And again, I mentioned earlier, you can do that just by calling 304-354-9244. And then in Glenville, we have a lot of specialty services. We provide orthopedic services there, but it's through Mon Health. And these services are offered one Friday each month with 4 orthopedists rotating to provide the services. And those appointments can be made by calling the main number there at 304-462-7322. Also at Glenville, we have neurology services. That's provided through WVU Medicine, and that's for the diagnosis and treatment of brain, spinal cord, peripheral nerves, and muscles. You know, some of the neurological conditions include things like epilepsy, stroke, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease. And you can schedule these appointments. They're offered the 4th Thursday of each month, and you can call 304-598-4835.
So lots of specialty services provided by Minnie Hamilton Health Systems. And again, this is a located building at Grantsville. But again, you talked Glenville, you talked Arnoldsburg. There are outreach places that you guys have.
Yes, absolutely. And our last specialty service I'd like to mention is also at our Glenville location, which is a relatively new building as well, too. So if you're not familiar with that and would like to come out and take a look at that, we have a nice new facility in Gilmer as well.
Okay.
So that's pretty exciting. And at that location, we've added cardiology teleservices through Mon Health. Now, these appointments are telehealth. You've probably heard a lot of telehealth, especially since we've experienced COVID.
Yes.
And those appointments are not in person, but you are seen by a provider who specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of heart conditions. So those services are available, and if you're interested or need to schedule an appointment for that, you can call 304-599-8802, extension 3030.
We're talking with Sandra Ellis, the representative of Minnie Hamilton Healthcare Systems. Folks out there in Radio Land, we do appreciate you joining us throughout. One final thing to ask you about. Obviously, you guys do so much for the community in Calhoun, in Glenville, and in the surrounding counties. Here we are at the Black Walnut Festival, and you guys are a big sponsor and a big supporter of the Black Walnut Festival as well.
Yeah, and I'd just like to take the opportunity now to thank you guys for allowing us to, give information about our services and everything really great that we're doing at Minnie Hamilton. And the Black Walnut Festival is just one way to showcase that. But since we are here today and it's a beautiful day and we've got the Black Walnut Festival going, I'd just like to take a minute to mention that we are a proud sponsor. Minnie Hamilton is a very proud sponsor. A silver donor for the festival, and I think we're actually sponsoring the Princess float in the Grand Parade on Saturday, so that's exciting. I've been a part of the community here and a part of the festival for many years. It's a standing tradition for me and my family, and so I'm excited about it, and I invite everybody and encourage everybody to come out. I know you mentioned there a minute ago about the weather. I'm keeping I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's going to be nice, but just in case it's not, get that rain gear out and come on out and have a good time with your family and friends and take in the activities of the week.
Well, Sandra, before I let you go, one question I ask everybody is, what's your favorite food from the festival?
Oh my gosh, I've been eyeballing it since I got here. So, but we are a healthy community.
Yes.
I have to, just say that. But I am going to intake some festival food, and I think my favorite is the big old string of
the connotators.
Oh, yeah, the connotators.
Yep, and they have got the connotators here.
I love it.
Well, Sandra, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks to Many Hamilton Healthcare Systems for the expansion, the continued services you provide, not only in Calhoun, but in the surrounding counties. Thank you for your sponsorship, not only of the Black Walnut Festival, but of this hour of content on our station. We appreciate the partnership that we have, and we love that it continues to expand with WVRC and Many Hamilton for many, many years to come. Going to be a great partnership that we have. We hope you guys all enjoy the festival yourselves from Many Hamilton Healthcare Systems, and thank you all so much for what you do for the community.
Thank you as well. I appreciate it.
That is Sandra Ellis from Many Hamilton, folks, our sponsor for this hour of content. We're going to send it back up to the studio to Miss Lauren. We'll check in at the top half of the 3 o'clock hour from the 69th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. All right, those of you on Facebook and YouTube, give us just a few minutes. We're going to be back with another sponsor after this.
That was probably terrible.
Very happy to be back here at the 69th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. We had a great time talking with Sandra Ellis, representative of Many Hamilton Healthcare Systems.
Give me some more ears.
Some more ears? I don't know which one you're in now, George. Is that you? Okay. So, we're very happy to be talking real quickly here with David Bowen. Dave, we talked to you a little bit at the last remote we did at the City Building, and it's always fun to talk with you. You're very well known at WVRC. You have your Sunday morning show at 8 a.m. Where we have the call-in show for the gospel music. You've been around longer than I've been around at the station, I know that. But we're very happy to have you with us because you're here to promote the gospel sing again, not only the gospel sing on Sunday of the festival, but this gospel sing that is now
on Friday.
On Friday nights. Let's talk about that right off the bat.
Okay, yeah, we've just changed it from Saturday night to Friday night this year, and trying something different. You know, we've had a lot of different people that say go to the band festival, for instance, and it's always on Saturday night. People that go to the livestock auction.
Yeah.
Okay? There's two things, you know, that is, you know, kind of coincided with our gospel sing Saturday. So we thought, hey, let's just change it up a little bit. We'll try. So if you usually go to the band festival, you can still come to the gospel sing.
Yes.
On Friday night, and that's it'll be tomorrow night at the Faith Baptist Church. That's just about a half a mile out Arnoldsburg Road here in Spencer. And this year we have Brother Mike Upright will be with us. He is well known and has traveled all over the eastern part of the United States singing gospel music. So we're happy to have him this year. Of course, the other group is David and Sheila Bowen. Will be
Those guys are.
yeah.
I don't know them.
You don't know them either, George? Well, okay.
Not at all.
But anyway, we're just looking forward to it and just tell everybody, make sure everybody knows that it's on Friday night, not Saturday night. And we're just looking forward to a good time and great gospel music throughout the evening. Starts at 7 o'clock. You know, we kind of wind down on, you know, for a little bit on Friday night. And after things are going on here for the Kids' Day Parade and all like that. But anyway, we just hope everybody will come out and support us on the Friday night gospel sing.
And that'll be Friday night this year and guaranteed Friday night next year of the festival as well, right?
Absolutely. Already have the singer booked for next year Friday night. So it will be definitely Friday night for 2 years in a row anyway.
It's very good to get those artists early. You know how hard it is to do.
Yeah.
As someone who is trying to book people a year in and year out.
Yeah, absolutely.
By chance, if you've never heard Mike Upright, oh my goodness, you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah. But he's just he's kind of what I call country gentleman.
Yes.
You know, he's a easy listening gospel singer, and but really enjoy the spirit about him, and he's just really, really good and humble.
Yes.
In what he's doing.
Puts in a positive mood after you hear him. Just very, very good.
Yes.
Also, on top of that, I'm looking up here. I'm like, no, we're not going to be back in a few minutes, folks. We're here now. My bad on that one. You never know what I'm going to mess up, guys, when I'm here. We are here live with David Bowen. I had a little chyron up that said we'll be back in a few minutes. Oh, people are listening to me talk at the same time. Like, what's going on here?
Thanks a lot for that. So,
on top of the Friday night, obviously, heavily involved are you in the Sunday Gospel Sing that takes place every year at the Black Walnut Festival on Sunday, right in front of Main Street on the courthouse lawn.
right in front of the lawn, in front of the courthouse there on the lawn, the thing we just tell everybody is to make sure you bring your lawn chairs.
Yep.
And because there may be a few benches left or picnic tables there, but anyway, it's just good to bring your own lawn chair and set it up. And I'm going to tell everybody right now, start praying real hard for no rain, you know, so, because they're talking about some rain on Saturday and Sunday, for that matter. But anyway,
We hope it stays away.
yeah, we just pray that it stays away. But this year we got a new group that has never been here before for the, and by the way, it's from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Yes.
It's 4 hours of gospel music there in front of the courthouse on Sunday afternoon. This year we have a group called Sincere Gospel Quartet. A lot of people like quartet singing for sure. And this is a traditional gospel quartet, has the 4-part harmony that a lot of folks really enjoy. Sincere Gospel Quartet will be here. An old standby, Ron Shamblin.
I can't have that without Ron.
That's exactly right. That's what I keep telling him. So, and I think we had this fellow last year, Tim McCoy. I don't know if you remember years ago, he used to sing with Naoma and the Sago Brothers. I mean, that's a group from probably 30 years ago.
That would be before my ability.
So anyway, but it's Tim McCoy will be there. The Lee family will be here. They're from out here in Spencer, and of course, David and Sheila Bowen. So anyway, but you can come out here on Sunday afternoon from 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock, and once again pray that we have no rain.
Well, David Bowen, I tell you what, you're a tireless worker for this stuff because it's enjoyment for you, but it's also there's a purpose behind what you guys are doing with this gospel music, obviously.
Well, and that is proclaimed in the song that we sing that says, I sing because there's an empty grave. I sing because there's still a power that's saved. That right there is what it's all about in a nutshell as far as singing gospel music.
Well, you keep your voice in fiddle, please, for us because we want to continue to hear that stuff for many years to come.
Well, thank you so much.
David Bowen, thank you so much. Again, Friday night, 7 o'clock, the gospel sing up at Faith Baptist Church with Mike Upright and then with David and Sheila Bowen. And then on Sunday, 1 to 5 on the courthouse lawn.
Yes, that's it. We'll see you all there.
Wonderful stuff from David Bowen. Thank him so much. I tell you what, that guy is running wild, back and forth. He's more busy than he was when he was not retired.
Exactly. He retired so that he could get busy.
He retired so he could get busy. That is exactly.
Back sometime.
Yeah, we'll have Dave on again anytime. He is running wild. I'll tell you what, I see that guy back and forth during the festival all the time. We want to thank you all for having joined us. Continue to like and share our video. I know we had to go on to a new live feed because we had to get ourselves reset with better internet access. We are hard-lined in now, so we should be good to go for the rest of the day. We should not have any more issues here at the Black Walnut Festival with getting internet access. We should be good to go for the rest. The only time we might have some issues is when we have to unplug here. We're going to cover the Queen's coronation at 6 p.m. tonight. We're going to have to take it off of Hardline. We're going to have to go to Wi-Fi once again to get up there near the stage. Also tomorrow at noon for the Kids Day Parade and Saturday for the Grand Parade will be up on Main Street there. So hopefully we continue to have solid service up there and we'll be able to cover those two parades. We know people are very excited about getting an opportunity to have those covered. We are into the 3 o'clock half hour now, and we are joined by a couple of representatives of our exclusive sponsor for this half hour of content at the 69th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival, both on our YouTube and Facebook pages, but also on our radio side of things. We'll be going on the radio here in just a few minutes. I'll have George try to get a hold of, Lauren still? Is it Lauren? Yeah. Lauren's with us. I can never remember who is at my station. I tell you, that's a tough thing to have, but I cannot. But we are sponsored this half hour by the Roan Jackson Technical Center. And I tell you what, this has been a blossoming partnership with WVRC and Roan Jackson. I have learned a lot in the last year that we have been involved with Roan Jackson Tech Center, and I'm learning things that they provide that I had no idea were possible. But we're very happy to be joined by Don Shepard. And who do you bring with you here today, Jeff?
Miss Haley is with us here today from our adult cosmetology program.
Fantastic. We could use a little upgrade on both of our faces right now. Listen, you can't perform miracles, I understand, but you could do the best you can with these two mugs right here. Don, we do appreciate you guys being back again this year. You got a couple of 30-minute spots here. So we're here on this Thursday afternoon to talk about some more of the services that you guys have built onto over the years and some of the steadfast things that you guys provide at Roan Jackson Tech Center.
Most certainly. We're glad to be back here at the Black Walnut Festival. We've got the Career Exploration trailer set up right down the street here from us, right across from the wonderful food vendors, and glad to be bringing those demonstrations back out. We're here from about 1 to 6 each day, bringing on those hands-on demonstrations, everything from the virtual welding machine. We got a virtual excavator, John Deere excavating machine down there. There is hair braiding. That's what Haley is here with us today, offering some cosmetology services, build a birdhouse, and just learn about what the Tech Center has to offer. So
that is so cool what you guys do. And I tell you what, I don't know if this was something that just began last year when you guys were contacting us, or it's something you guys have been having in the works for a couple of years now, is trying to promote yourselves. And now it's easy when you think about, okay, Roan County schools, Jackson County schools, we know about that situation. The kids know well about that situation, but you guys are becoming more proactive to tell people it's not just the kids that we're serving here. We're serving adult members of the community as well.
Yes, and that's kind of like I said, we're trying to get out of being that best kept secret of Roan and Jackson counties. We're actually celebrating 50 years. We opened the doors in 1973, so this is our 50th annual celebration out at the Tech Center. And yeah, we're trying to get that word out there because one person said, we're not your father's tech center. The VOTEC, we have changed, done lots of upgrades. Last year, whenever we came, we was talking about the commercial truck driving program, just getting it off the ground. So it's getting ready to celebrate its first annual celebration there for CDL. That program is going very well. Classes are still starting every about 7 weeks or so. So we're trying to get students through there. Haley here with the cosmetology program. That program is going very well. And also our practical nursing program. We've got positive news there. We've hired an instructor. And
I knew you were looking.
yes, we've been looking for a registered nurse. So that young lady is supposed to be joining us here at the end of October. And we're looking at getting that class off the ground starting January 1st with our group of students that's been waiting since July with us till we found somebody. So we have an instructor there, which is actually an alumni member coming back. So she came through our program and now is a registered nurse and will be teaching that program. So looking forward to that. So that's positive news there. And then I don't want to steal Mr. Cummings' thunder. On Saturday, he has a pretty large announcement of an expansion coming at Roan Jackson Technical Center.
Oh, man.
So
we got to wait now.
a little teaser for you guys.
Yeah, George, we know something's coming, and we have to wait for 2 days.
What do we expect? Don Shepard.
That's right.
You know, he always teases us. He teased us at the Work County Fair.
Yes.
Yeah, something big coming. Something big coming.
That's right. I know how it works, fellas. So like I said, talked about commercial truck driving. Like I said, registering those students, getting ready. A class is getting ready to start here next Monday, so a little too late for that one, but the next one will start in December. Anybody out there that's looking to become a commercial truck driver, earn your CDL Class A, you can register there at rjtcwv.com, and $4,000 for tuition. West Virginia Workforce has been wonderful, helping students get some funding to help cover those costs there. And like I said, a little as 6 weeks for your CDL, 7th week for your hazmat, and get you out on the road there with truck driving. So
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about that course. It's so quick, but it's so intensive that you get all the stuff you need, and you get to do some driving on the road.
Yep.
And they want to get you out there. And those, if there are questions about affording this class, you guys have options for that. All they got to do is get a hold of you guys there.
yes, get a hold of us, and we'll get you pointed in the right direction there. Yes, it starts off in the classroom, and then they end up, we got 2 tractors. One of those will be featured here in the parade. Steve Love, one of the instructors, will be driving that there on Saturday. And we got a new course built out at the Tech Center. If you've been by, big gravel lot we've got wrapped up there so they can practice their 90-degree backing, parallel parking, tractor and trailer. And then straight line backing, and then obviously then they take them out along the roads there, and getting ready to wrap up that group here shortly, and testing has been going very well, and these students, as soon as they graduate, are going to work like the next day.
Well, as you mentioned, there are many truck driving companies who are in contact with you guys. So we need drivers.
Yes.
Just get them to us if you can. So there are jobs available immediately once you get this thing done. That is a huge deal and a huge draw for your program. And again, it's limited, so you got to get in early, or you're not going to miss. You're going to miss out.
We can only take eight students at a time. So, like I said, 8 students at a time is our limit with the 2 instructors that we have. But like I said, those classes are starting every 7 weeks, 8 weeks or so there, so you can get those pretty quick. December, there'll be another class in February, and then another one in April. So we got plenty of classes available throughout this school year. So, like I said, you can go to our website, check that out, or give us a call out there at the Tech Center, and we'll get you pointed in the right direction. So.
We're speaking with Don Shepard, and we've got Haley with us here. And don't worry, we have not forgotten about Haley. These are they're representing Roan Jackson Technical Center, our sponsor for this half hour of content at the 69th Annual Black Walnut Festival. So, Haley, let's bring you in. Number one, where do you come from?
I come from Jackson County.
It's okay. We won't hold that against you here in Roan County. So coming from Jackson County, and you are representing the cosmetology program here. So you have information for people. I know there are people out there. I know there are young people out there, but there may be some people out there who are adults who are looking to get into cosmetology. Let us know what you guys provide.
Well, this is something I never saw myself doing, but once I got into it, I learned that I really like it. And I know if you're willing to try something, you're not for sure what you want to do, I say give it a shot 100%, because you never know what's out there that you might want to do. And it's just a $10,000 program. and you can have financial aid, which helps out a lot if you qualify for it. So I say just give it a shot if you want to do it.
So cosmetology, what does that encompass? When you, Dawn Shepard said she was here braiding hair. Cosmetology is a little bit larger, I think, in scope than many people understand.
It is. You can do hair, you can do nails, you can do facials, eyebrow waxing, pedicures, manicures, acrylic, all the works, and it's a lot of fun. I know some people, you have certain things that you fall into more that you like more, but it's good to have all those qualities because then you just have a variety of options if you get tired of something.
Yeah, and let's say it's a $10,000 course. You again, financial aid is a thing that if you guys have any questions, it's very easy. Contact Roan Jackson Tech Center. It's something that you guys provide options for, and you can get people to the place they need to go. What is the length of this cosmetology program?
It is a 1.5-year program, and you have to have 1,800 hours to get your license. And of course, you have to go and take your 2 boards, which is a written exam and a hands-on part. And you have to pass both of those to be able to get your license. And I'm actually getting close to taking mine.
You are almost there, huh?
Yeah.
So no wonder she's here. She's like, I can feel this thing coming. I'm getting ready to go make some real money here. There are some things, though. Do you guys still provide hair cutting services over there?
We do.
So they still provide, if somebody wants to go over there, it helps the students, number one, but it's a good deal for the customer as well.
It is.
Yeah, they run a full salon, I think on Thursdays and Fridays. They're open from about 8:30 until 2 each Thursday and Friday. You can call in, make your appointment, and all the services that she was talking about, everything from hair to skin, nails, and more that they offer there. And much cheaper rates, I guess, maybe, than you find at a local salon, and giving those students a learning opportunity there. So follow us on social media. Sometimes they're running specials on different things like that, and those students get that experience, hands-on experience, because that's a big part of, again, starts in the classroom, but then once they're finished with that classroom work, they are on hands-on labs there, and that's why we've actually, with the trailer and stuff, they've been out to some of the schools. And where was you guys there just a few weeks ago down in Jackson County? We've taken a group to Workforce. They had a career fair and some of the nursing homes and things of that nature. So it's been a good opportunity for those students to get out and get an exposure there, because they're kind of working on their skills, but they're also building clientele. As far as once they graduate, they're building that clientele up as they get ready to head off. And that's what I tell them. We have to kick them out of the nest sometime.
So you stay as long as the class runs, and then you got to go get a job. It is really cool, though. The part I love about Roan Jackson Tech Center is the hands-on aspect of it. In every program that you guys provide, it is not just sitting there book learning. It is hands-on opportunities. You get involved quickly. You learn with your hands. You learn with tactile learning, if you want to call it that. You get involved quickly in the program, and you start doing the work very quickly. So it's sink or swim when it comes to that program. Yeah. Eventually you're going to do it, so you might as well do it early on. And so, Haley, you didn't know this is something you wanted to go into, but now that you're towards the end of the program yourself, what are your future plans? Do you plan on working somewhere for somebody else? Plan on opening your own place? There are options for you when it comes to cosmetology.
I definitely have in mind to work for somebody first, because it takes about, what my instructor said, about 5 years to build up your clientele. So for me, I feel like you don't want to just throw myself out there, have my own business, and sink.
Make the other person pay for the bigger part of it first. That's a good idea. You should have thought about it. What's wrong with me? Where was my financial advisor when that came around?
Yes, so like I said, that's a good opportunity. I thought Haley brought up a good point. If you're unsure of what you want to do, that's what we really encourage the high school students. I mean, we got 15 of these programs. Cosmetology is one that they can actually start in high school and then come back and finish as an adult. But like I said, we have 15 full-time programs for those juniors and seniors that's still in high school, maybe not sure what they want to do, or maybe even they know what they want to do, but have never experienced welding, or they've never experienced cosmetology.
Yeah.
That's probably been the biggest eye-opening. I'm sure Haley can attest to. Whenever she came in, she just thought it was just going to be hair.
Yeah.
And there's a whole science behind that, the chemicals and stuff that they're dealing with, and the book work that goes along with that is sometimes eye-opening to some of these students as they come in, and getting those skill sets. And like I said, everything from nursing, we got the computer-aided drafting, robotics, you got coding, app game design is a big thing, VR, they'll have all kinds of VR headsets and stuff up there. And then obviously the traditional shop classes with welding is still a popular program, carpentry, auto tech, and collision repair. New program that we just started this year on the education side. We've always had the, it's called a ECAT, which is the Early Childhood Classroom Assistant Teacher, so being a teacher aide.
Yes.
We've offered that program with Missy Lehue, but we started the initiative of Grow Your Own Teacher Pathway, where these students can, in high school, kind of get a jump start on becoming, with that 4-year teaching degree. We are working with Glenville State College, and these students, for the 4 classes that are enrolled, getting some college credits, and I believe almost in 3 years they're out in a classroom ready to teach. So start a year at the high school at Roane Jackson, graduate, go to Glenville, and after a few years there doing their student teaching and getting that kind of a fast track through the education, because obviously we've got a teacher shortage, and so like I said, trying to get those folks trained. So that's a new program that's off the ground.
They buy radio stations.
That's what teachers do.
I don't know what I was thinking. Hey, quick message from Joe McDonald. He says RJTC is the best vocational technology school in the nation. The mountains of awards the students have achieved from there speak for themselves. Absolutely.
Yes, Joe's speaking from experience there. Appreciate that, Joe. Yes, alumni and a supporter there. AMN Digital Technologies help us out, they said, on our advisory council, and they're great to support us out there at the Tech Center. And like I said, he was talking about some of the awards. Skills USA is a national student youth organization, had students represented us in cosmetology all the way to criminal justice. The coding app game, the video game design students had the 5th place video game in the nation there in Atlanta last summer, so they did very well. And that young man's off to Fairmont pursuing his computer engineering degree now. And so, like I said, there's great opportunities. Missy Lehue with the Educator Rising has represented very well at the national level. So great opportunities outside of Roane and Jackson counties for these students.
One of the things I'd like to connect Joe McDonald, Don Shepard to here. Now, Joe McDonald, he is, if not for Joe McDonald and me meeting and hooking up with Joe McDonald here, Haley would have no idea what about this, but our radio station would not be functional right now without Joe McDonald, who came from Roane Jackson Tech Center. On top of that, your guy right here, Mr. Don Shepard, Haley, helped get us on the air with what we're doing right now. He came up to the station because I asked Joe McDonald if he knew of anybody who could solder wire together still, because that doesn't happen anymore. Everybody just plugs and plays, right? Well, we have old equipment that has to be soldered into a board. And he said, I know a guy, Don Shepard. And Don came over and soldered our Comrex board to the actual system at our station. Otherwise, we would not be here today. He is a man of many talents, in case you didn't know that, Haley.
Yeah, when we have a lot of trouble, like he comes in, he does all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know how you do this, but I'll leave it to you.
They said we have lots of nice toys, and we're glad we have Don to make them work.
Now, Don not only does a little bit of wiring himself, he also does a little bit of side gig stuff.
Yeah.
a little bit of entertainment value for us.
Yes, making the noise there. So looking forward to the stage firing up. Matter of fact, I think my sound engineer is down there with Brent. Brent Wilson has a new soundboard, so he's switching over over to digital, and he brought in Chris Landaker from S&P Live that runs around with me on fairs and festivals. So Chris is here this week, so make sure to give him a shout out. He'll be making everybody sound wonderful once the stage fires up here later this evening. So
Absolutely.
looking forward to that as well.
We're talking with Don Shepard and Haley. What's your last name, Haley?
McCune.
Haley McCune. I just want to say Don Shepard and Haley. Don Shepard and Haley McCune, who's representing the cosmetology program here at the Black Walnut Festival. Some of the things that you guys do, again, wanting to be proactive, Don, and get your word out about the no longer best kept secret in West Virginia, but you're also doing community events. One of the things you guys have coming up this year, we're going to be a part of once again this year. Very fun, very exciting. And it is for the communities. It is going to be a great thing for Trick or Treat, but it's going to be a trunk or treat event. But you guys call it.
We'll call it Tech or Treat.
Tech or Treat.
Obviously, we got to get the Tech Center in there. So, yeah, so it's a Halloween meets Trunk or Treat meets Roan Jackson Technical Center. So we have a little bit of everything coming up here in about 2 weeks, October 26th, from 5 to 7 p.m. We will flip Roan Jackson Technical Center into kind of a fall festival. There'll be some carnival games out there. The cosmetology folks will be doing
We should be painting nails and doing face painting.
face painting and maybe
Awesome.
temporary tattoos. I also
Yeah, the
heard what
yeah, it's the
tattoos was
tattoos, that's what I
on
meant.
boards there. So, like I said, we'll have some. We'll obviously have the CTE trailer set up as well, and there'll be cakewalk. The Pro Start program culinary will be making up a bunch of cupcakes and stuff for the cakewalk, and then of course there'll be all kinds of candies and treats and things there for the little ones to go through. Lots of businesses have stepped up to sponsor some different vehicles there, so you can kind of get. I think that'll be one of the first ones in the area of trick or treat style event. Will be Tech or Treat, October 26th. WVRC will be there with us that evening live, so be sure to stop by and see those guys. And like I said, just a lot of fun opportunities there, and again, just helping get that word out. Last year, I think we was over 1,200 people that came through in about a 2.5 hour period of time.
I could not believe it. When I was setting up, I asked Don, I said, is this a well-attended event? He's like, it's okay. He's like, I think we had over 1,000 last year. I was like, 1,000? I said, it's like a couple hundred. He said, no. He never gets excited. There are a lot of human beings going through there. And he said, just wait till they open the doors. And I'm not kidding. He wasn't kidding. When the doors opened, it was a madhouse for the next 2 hours.
Looked like Black Friday.
I could not have understood what he meant when he said, yeah, there's going to be over 1,000 people here today. And it was so much fun. I'm looking forward to that again this year.
Yes, we've got the logistics worked out. I tease everybody, we're going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony on the new parking lot for Tech or Treat instead of the CDL lot. We really built that for Tech or Treat events there, so we'd have more parking available for everybody out there that night. So like I said, all the staff will be there, so a chance to talk to those instructors about the programs they offer. They do pumpkin decorating. We cut out little wooden pumpkins through the carpentry program on our CNC machine, bring those out, and then the early childhood and grow your own teachers assist students with decorating those little, so that's kind of our twist on a pumpkin painting. We manufacture those in-house. Cakes are made in-house. Popcorn balls, those will be made in-house. Obviously the cosmetology students helping with their services there, and so like I said, neat to see those students put their skills to use to put on this event. There'll be a spooky house. I know the computer-aided drafting, robotics guys, and the coding app and computer repair students take over Cunningham Hall and do an excellent job. Got some automated, different scary things that are set up. It's pretty cool to see them put their skills to use there.
I tell you, what a great thing that the Tech Center is doing. And again, it's been in business for 50 years, but what you guys are doing in the last few years is nothing short of very, very impressive. Just continue expanding, continuing to do what you guys do. If there's any questions, it is very, very, very easy to get a hold of the Tech Center. They got a website and they got a phone number. I'll give you a chance to tell that one more time.
Yes, any kind of information, start at our website, rjtcwv.com. All kinds of good information about all of our programs, high school and adult. Can guide you through there. If you can't find an answer there, the phone number is 304-372-7335, and somebody there at the center will be able to point you in the right direction. Obviously, we're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, I guess now. And so, like I said, you can find us out there on those social media channels. Reach out to us, and we can help you, guide you in that right direction.
Don Shepard, Haley McCune, thank you all so much. And thanks to Rowan Jackson Tech Center for sponsoring this half hour of content. We'll be back again on Saturday with a big announcement.
Big announcement from the one and only Mr. Ben Cumming.
All right, looking forward to that. You guys have a great time over at the booth, and we will be over there to talk with you guys in the future.
Thank you.
Don Shepard, Haley McCune, very good job by them. Folks, give us just a few minutes. We're going to get reset here for the next half hour of content, and you're watching the 69th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival.
Which boots are you going to share? I'll take that one. Thank you, ma'am.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 69th Annual Black Walnut Festival broadcast here in downtown Spencer. Swing by our booth, say hi to us. We will be here all week broadcasting live. And our next sponsor for the half hour will be Jack Garrett Ford, and Quentin is on his way now. He's probably listening to us in the car, but we'll be hanging out here and talking a little bit until he gets here, and then we'll talk a little bit about what all's happening at Jack Garrett Ford. And you know, it's exciting down there because they have got all kinds of vehicles down there. They're constantly getting new inventory in. And if you've been following their Facebook page, every time they sell a unit, they post a little thank you to the person for buying that and have their picture with their vehicle. And it's just awesome. It is, find my phone here, see what time it is. It is 3:43, and going on now, we've got the carnival is going on until 5 o'clock. They'll take a break for an hour, and then they'll come back on at 6 p.m. and go until closing. And Drew said that that's been usually 9 or 10 o'clock, depending on how busy they are. The Queen's Coronation is at 6 p.m. We will tear down and set up over beside the courthouse to be able to bring that to you live from the stage. Then at 7 o'clock, we have the Boys in the Band, and that is an Alabama tribute band. And I have not seen them live, but I have heard that they are just killer, and cannot wait for them to come on stage here after a while. But as we're waiting for Quentin, like I said, we'll go ahead and tell you a few things that's going on. And they've got Friday morning from 7 to 11, they've got the pancake breakfast, and that's at St. John's United Methodist Church. And from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m., the craft show is at the Armory, and David Davis one-room schoolhouse picture is at the Armory as well. And the art and photography show is at Spencer Middle School, along with the agriculture, 4-H, and FFA exhibits. The flea market is also going on, and that's over on Front Street, across from Spencer Middle School. So all kinds of stuff happening here in downtown Spencer. Just swing on in and actually come in and enjoy all the festivities that's going on. We'll be right back. Pick up a headset. We'll go on. We got Taylor bringing Drew a cup of coffee, and she didn't bring me one. But that's Taylor from Backwoods Ramblings. So, folks, let me tell you, the brick and mortar coffee shop, if you've never been in there, shame on you. That's all I can tell you, is shame on you. Huh? I'll take a mocha. Just, yeah, give me a cold mocha. Okay. All right. Taylor's going to hook me up. She's going to go get me a cold mocha. And it's just awesome down here today. Hey, Quentin, come on in, bud. Grab a headset there. Drew had to step out a little bit, so yeah, it's me and you.
All right, here we are.
How you been?
Good.
How's business?
You know, it's comes and goes. There's a lot going on in the automotive world, but it seems to be okay right now.
Exactly. I know. Been following the Facebook page and
Yeah.
been pushing a few vehicles out the door. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yep, we get them to go.
So, tell us a little bit about what is happening down there, because I know you've done some upgrades and stuff.
Well, the city just put in some new sidewalks down there,
Exactly.
which definitely helps with the curb appeal. And then we did some lot repair, and we've done a little bit of aesthetics upgrades, and we did some upgrades to the waiting room, the customer lounge, and
I mean, if my old tired eyes can see all the improvements that's been made, I mean, that's saying something. But, I knew that there's been a lot of stuff going on down there. So
yeah, we've
I
done
wanted
some
you to-
upgrades, try to make it, a little more comfortable for customers that are in there, especially in like the service area. I think everybody that's been in there has been pleased with it.
Yes.
So.
And I know there's not a shortage of inventory. You got a pretty good lot down there.
Finally, we're getting some vehicles in. Hopefully, it stays like this. We've got the union strike going on.
Yeah, I'm scared about that.
Yeah. So we're just happy that we've got them now, and hopefully, it'll stay like that for a while.
But every time I drive by, it's like, he's got a good inventory right now.
Yeah.
So that is good in a way, but like you were saying with the strike, I don't know how that's going to slow things down. Especially on special order stuff.
Seems like the car business is a lot like these carnival rides, just up and down. You never know which direction you're going to end up.
Exactly. And it's one of those things, either feast or famine most of the time in the car business, right?
Seems that way.
Exactly. But what's the biggest thing that folks are looking for on the lot right now?
I'd say the Super Duty trucks.
Okay.
They're still a little harder to get a hold of. The work trucks seem to be the ones that everybody's seeking right now, and that's been the hardest ones to get during these past 2 or 3 years.
Right.
But we do have some on a lot right now. Some good work trucks.
I was going to say, I noticed there was some out there the other day when I went by.
Yeah.
So
usually when we get them in, we get about 100 phone calls on them, and
they're not there long.
Not there long. No.
No, not at all. And the used car business, from what I've heard, has picked up quite a bit too.
Yeah, it's been pretty steady. We got a good used car inventory, and then we do the truck beds and trailers too.
Right.
So we've got a pretty good. Inventory is not the biggest problem right now. We've got plenty of inventory.
Exactly. And with the East Coast truck bodies, how is that working since you moved them up on the Arnold'sburg?
Definitely less congestion in both areas, so that's helped out a lot, and just having a lot to display, because we had a lot of truck beds that were sort of all over the place. We didn't really have one good central location to store them.
It looks like you've got a bigger inventory of different varieties.
Yeah, we've got a huge inventory. We've got enough inventory to last us for a while. But special delivery.
Yeah, Taylor from over at Backwoods Ramblings and over at Brick and Mortar. I mean, she takes good care of us.
Yeah. Is this for me?
Yeah, you can have one.
All right, sweet. Thanks.
But, that's good. But the festival, has that kind of slowed business down or bringing more people in to look?
Well, so for us, the sidewalk projects really slowed us down quite a bit. City did a great job of getting in there and getting out, but
I know they went through there pretty quick.
They did, but now that that's over, it's really been super busy these last couple weeks. So I think the Walnut Festival hasn't really affected it either way.
Drew, that cup is yours.
Fantastic, buddy.
Special delivery from Taylor.
Oh, do I have some?
Let me
here?
see.
Do I have some purple here?
I don't know where you're at, but we'll find you. We will find you.
Only the one we don't need up is 5. Oh,
There we are. There you are. Well, I don't know what I've missed, Quentin, but I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for short notice. I told everybody when I did this that I was going to make sure to get a hold of them before their time.
Yeah.
I got a hold of Quentin at 3:34.
Yeah.
When the time was 3:30.
We've been talking about how his inventory looks really good down there on the lot right now. And
Yeah, I'm amazed with the way things are going in the auto industry of how you're able to continually manage that situation, and not only manage it, but get the best things in here that you can possibly get in here. It's really impressive. I'm sure it's not the easiest thing to do.
It's been challenging, but we've got some good employees that, we all do a lot of training and it's always a learning process. We're always learning to how to be better at what we do, and I think we're pretty decent at it, but there's always room for improvement.
But, with a lot of the dealers were having trouble getting vehicles for a while.
Yeah.
With that, did you see, like, if you were going out on the locator and trying to find a vehicle for someone, were you having trouble doing that, or?
It was much more of it was almost just like scrapping, You definitely had to be on your game. It was not an easy process.
Other dealers didn't want to turn loose.
Yeah, and we were the same way.
Yeah.
If we had a vehicle in stock, we wanted to keep it for our local customers. But yeah, there at one point we had dealers from like Texas and out west calling us and offering us ridiculous amount of money for our inventory.
Wow.
They just were in such dire need for it.
Well, I'd heard that from different dealers that I've talked to, and they said the same thing. And, Texas, California, and, people just flocking with money.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I guess that's a good problem to have here in Spencer.
Obviously, this vehicle plus another 10 grand.
One thing I was thinking about when I knew you were coming over here, Quentin, is, we do a lot of broadcasts, and we have a video advertisement of yours, and it says the oldest continually operated Ford dealership in West Virginia.
Yeah.
That comes with a lot of pride, but it also comes with a lot of stress because you want to be that guy, you want to continue that.
Yeah.
Have you found it difficult to manage that, or has it just been, you've been in this business long enough that there's going to be ebbs and flows when it comes to that?
Yeah, 65 years this month actually is how long Jack Garrett Ford, originally Denby Garrett, has been continuously operating here in Spencer. And yeah, when I bought it from Jack there a few years ago, it was just definitely, I was like, oh my gosh, these are some big shoes to fill. But that's also the reason why I kept it Jack Garrett Ford. I wanted to continue operating off that name for at least a few years.
Yeah.
And, continue that streak of longest operating Ford dealership. But yeah, no, definitely some ebbs and flows. And I don't think when I first started talking to Jack about buying the dealership from him, I ever could have predicted what was going to happen. It was sort of a joke, like, I bought it, and he's like, oh, I bought it, and then it's like, oh, but you can't have any cars. So here's your dealership, and you can't have any cars. So it's like, oh my goodness.
Well, it's been navigable for you. You've obviously done a good job with it, and you guys are constantly rotating inventory. Obviously, the system coming through your front yard there was very interesting with the city of Spencer expanding their sidewalks. Has that been a challenge for you guys at the dealership?
Yeah, it definitely was. Like those 2 or 3 weeks that they were there, it pretty much shut our doors down. But anyway, I think it's worth it. It was needed, I think, for that side of town, and it's already heavily utilized. We see so much foot traffic on that sidewalk. It's not completed 100%, but there's so much foot traffic on it already. And for the Walnut Festival, there's a couple events down there this weekend, so we're going to be utilizing it for hopefully to get people down there for the beer sampling Saturday, and then the nut run's going to be utilizing it. We're changing the route up for it a little bit, so the nut run will be going using that sidewalk too.
That is a really cool thing, by the way, that you guys are a part of. It's been something that I think that has been talked about a lot around this community, but has never, the trigger was just never pulled on this beer tent thing. I know there's a lot of whatever you want to call it surrounding it, but it's time for this thing to come, because this is going to be a big moneymaker in the future, I think. This first one is just a test run of things, but I think if that can be something, and it can be very heavily structured, it's not going to be an issue. It's going to be a great time. It's a great opportunity for the small craft breweries in West Virginia and some beyond to get that product out and to get people who truly do love trying this new stuff, these new beers and things like that. I think it's a great thing. I know there's a lot of people who think it's a great thing, and so you guys were willing to host this event, and that's a really cool thing that Jack Garrett Ford has done.
Yeah, I think there are some negativity around the alcohol being around the festival, but this isn't like a keg party.
Yeah.
This isn't
There's a
like,
big
this
difference.
isn't Bud Light that people are going to be out there chugging and stuff like that. Yeah, we're doing 2-ounce samplers of craft beer.
Yeah.
And craft beer's been such a good business model for a lot of small businesses in West Virginia. So it's really giving a lot of
small communities
a lot of
as
small
well.
communities. It's giving them a lot of opportunities that wouldn't otherwise be there. Well, I think we're going to have 10 different craft beers there to sample. We're excited about it. I don't think it's going to be a big drunk fest like I've heard some people say.
Oh, my
It's gonna
God.
be a tasting. I think that a lot of, like, even the Arts and Craft Festival over there, they have wine and liquor tasting.
It's just a matter of stereotypes.
Yeah.
A wine tasting is proper. A beer tasting, people think, is a keg party.
Right.
It's not the same thing anymore. This is not your father's beers fest.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity for people to go there. You can sample some of those really nice craft beers. Is it true that you can buy some to take with you off site? Is that going to be something that's possible, or that they changed that?
Yeah, no, that's correct. I don't think we anticipate a lot of that happening. So I think it's more of this year just a sampling and testing the waters and see how it goes, and hopefully raising some extra funds for the Walnut Festival to be able to invest in other areas and continue to make it a great event.
Well, this is what Jack Garrett does. This is what the Ford business down there, and what you have continued to do, not only with your sponsorships of many, many things, many events. You see your name on it. Obviously, the race series is a big thing for you guys. That's very personal for you, too. So you got involved in that, but you're involved in all this stuff. You're involved in the Walnut Festival. You're involved anytime I see a civic organization asking for stuff. There you guys are. But not only that, as I've talked to you before numerous times, you guys are proactive. You're trying to do things for this community. You're trying to build this community on the side of Jaguar Ford. You started this Alpha Wrestling and BJJ thing. You're doing things. You guys are building cabins and walking trails and all sorts of stuff, Quentin. And I guess it's not a question for you anymore. It's just you're here. This is where your family is going to be. This is where you're raising your kids.
Yeah.
So you want to make it the best you possibly can.
Yeah, why not, right?
I like it. And that's what he does.
Exactly. And we need more of it.
Yeah. And we've got a lot of that, Quentin. I think that there's a lot of, I don't know what you want to call it, there's a resurgence of a group of younger business owners who are really looking around and trying to follow the lead of the people who, when we were kids, there was a group of business owners who really kept this thing moving positively and forwardly. And I tell you what, I get a lot of excitement from watching you do what you do. It really motivates me to do better as a business owner and try to continue to promote things out in the community, because if it's not for the business owners and the people like you, it's not going to survive. You have to do this stuff to keep this community thriving.
Yeah. We always try to put a lot back in the community, and I think that was another thing that was important for me to continue, because Jack always tried to do that, and we do it more so now than ever. It's hard sometimes to do it, but we definitely try to.
It's hard to say no.
It's hard to say no.
And there's times when you should say no.
Yeah.
And you can't afford to say yes.
Yes.
And you still do it.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's the crazy thing about it. But again, it all filters back into this community. It's such a great thing. I love what Jaguar Ford continues to do and what you continue to represent in our community. And it's really nice when Quentin gets a call late in his moment and he says, I'll be down in just a minute.
Yeah.
And he brings me back here.
Right.
By the way, there was a line at DeRusso. Sorry.
Okay.
And you'll notice I didn't buy anything. I'm trying to be good today.
Yeah, have you hit up some of the food?
I haven't touched any of the food yet. I had a bit of a medical emergency this week.
I heard.
I broke out of the hospital last night to be here today, so I don't want to test the medical experts too much. So I'm trying to be good today. Now, if I feel good tomorrow, all bets are off.
Watch out. Yeah. Well, at least you got some warm weather today, right?
But the thing of it is, I've been saying all day that the only reason he broke out last night was because I stole all of his thunder yesterday.
Nothing to do with it at all. We're very thankful. Those of you on Facebook and YouTube, we have our sponsor here for the 3:30 to 4 o'clock hour in Quentin Keaton for Jaguar Ford. Quentin, we're going to talk to you guys again later in the week. I think Saturday you guys will be back here. We're going to try to promote again the car show that you guys run every year, and we'll talk about the Nut Run, and I think I'll be there. Now that I think I'm okay, that's going to be a no. I still have I will talk about it off the air, but I can't walk fast without weeping right now. But I will be there to cover the pre-race and the post-race festivities for the Walnut Festival Nut Run this
Hey,
year.
the start and finish line is always the best part of a race anyway, right?
it's the place I feel most at home. Exactly.
The in between's the rough part. The start and the finish is the
Well,
rough part.
Quinn, thank you so much for coming over on short notice. We love talking to you, man, and we love what Jack Garrett continues to do, man.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, folks, stick around. More coverage here of the 69th Annual Black Walnut Festival coming up again at 6 p.m. We will be going live up at the main stage where we will be covering the Queen's coronation. Stick around, folks. You are the man. Thank you.
All right. Well, pneumonia, huh?
Yeah, atypical pneumonia, whatever that is. Check, check, check.
Check, check.
All right. You hear us checking, checking, checking. That means we're on our way back. And we are actually here now, live at the 69th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. My name is Andrew Miller, and George Allen joining me throughout the afternoon here. So much has gone on today at the West Virginia Black Walnut Festival, and it's just day 2. There are so much more things to do. We were just talking with Quentin Keaton from Jack Garrett Ford. He was talking about the beer tasting that they're going to have over at Jack Garrett on Saturday evening. That's going to be another cool thing that's been provided this year, and it's going to be a really fun time for those of you who enjoy craft beers. They're going to do tastings over there, and I believe if you like what you get, you can maybe take some with you, grab some, and go with it. And it's just a cool thing for those craft beer vendors who
Probably have growlers available.
well, I wish they would have growlers available. That'd be nice. We're joined this half hour. Polka Valley Bank is our sponsor for this half hour of content, and we were hoping to get somebody from Polka Valley on. Not sure if it's going to happen this time, but they do have another half hour set coming up, and I know we're going to have somebody on from Polka Valley, be it Jasmine D'Agostino, who is a new hire there. Well, not new, but she is over at Polka Valley Bank. She's coming back from Charleston right now, so we won't get her. Maybe we get Monica. Maybe we get Mama Linda.
You never know.
I know. Well, actually, I don't think they're here. We just went down and watched her son Elaine get married in the Outer Banks, and I think they were headed to Myrtle Beach after that. We may not have the El Presidente with us, but we're very thankful for Polka Valley Bank and all they continue to do for the community of Roane County, for our listening community of Roane, Calhoun County. They do so much for the surrounding counties and right here in Spencer, West Virginia. They're always sponsoring something. They've got their name on our basketball court at Roane County High School. They provided the impetus for that. They did it for Walton Elementary School. They did it for Spencer Middle School, and that's just what Polka Valley Bank does. They continue to invest in this community in multiple ways, including providing sponsorship for the West Virginia Black Walnut Festival and providing sponsorship personally to WVRC so we can stay down here jabbing the jaws.
Plus, they keep our paychecks rolling.
They do keep our paychecks rolling. I do have my business at Polka Valley Bank, and George is very thankful that they hold the money for the business, that I have enough in there to give you money every 2 weeks, so that's good. I don't have enough money to give myself every 2 weeks, but it's okay. I'll get that eventually. I'll take paying you
It's coming.
I'll take paying you guys on the front end, and I'll help myself on the back end. So very thankful to Polka Valley Bank and what they do, and we will get them sponsored. And we'll talk about them throughout this half hour nonetheless. We do, though, have a great opportunity right now to catch up on some things that we have lost over the last 3 or 4 hours. George, we've just been talking with
I know.
business
We
owners.
have so much going on.
There's just not been much of a time for a break. We do want to give you guys, we want to give you the 2023 West Virginia Black Walnut Festival bake-off results. So they did the bake-off this morning at Backwood Ramblings. They judged it throughout the day, and they gave the results at 1 o'clock.
Did you
Kate
win?
Gaynor came over. I did not enter, so no,
go on.
I certainly did not win. But they do have different contests for different divisions. They did a cakes and cupcakes, a candy division, a cookies division, and then a breads division for the bake-off. And they gave those results at 1 o'clock. That's when Kate Gaynor brought them over.
She brought them over to us. We haven't had a chance to even talk about them.
So just now, we are able to tell you the results of the West Virginia Black Walnut Festival bake-off. In the cakes and cupcakes division, third place with a black walnut tunnel of fudge cake was Lois Sloan. Second place for an oatmeal delight was Amy Cole. And your first place winner in the cakes and cupcakes division, the black walnut spice cake from Alicia Harper.
Ooh,
won
that's good.
Now, we want to let you all know, if your name is mentioned in this, if you were a winner, you have until Saturday to pick those up, or else we're all going to eat them.
That's a good idea.
If you don't come and get them by
take them
Saturday,
to the radio station.
if you don't come and get them by Saturday, we're picking them up. In the candy division, we had a second place winner, a pumpkin black walnut fudge candy, and that was Autumn Matheny. And then your first place winner in the candy division, the peanut butter black walnut fudge by Lois Sloan.
Oh.
So a congratulations to those two winners. In the cookies division, third place went to the white maple chocolate black walnut cookies. That sounds fantastic. And that was Dakota Kuhn. In second place, the walnut pumpkin cheesecake cookies, and that was Andrea Matheny. And the winner of the cookie division in first place, the black walnut snowball cookies, was Brandy Tanner. And in the breads division, third place, a cream cheese black walnut bread, and that was Andrea Matheny. The second place was a pumpkin black walnut cream muffin, and that was Kimberly Mail. And the first place winner was the black walnut loaf, and that was Brandy Tanner. So congratulations to all the winners in the West Virginia Black Walnut Festival Bake Off. And again, you have until Saturday before everybody here goes over there and ravages all that food.
Exactly.
By then, I hope my blood pressure's down low enough that I can eat a bunch of sweets.
Yeah.
Probably won't be that way, but you never know. We also have to catch up on some giveaways here. Want to thank Will's Towing with Will Nicely and his family. They always do a great job. They have given us more stuff to give away here, and we have shirts to give away for the festival. We have a couple of yellow Black Walnut Festival shirts. We have a brown one, an orange one, and a bright green neon one. And so let's give away a shirt here. The first person to come to our table right here at the corner of Church and Court Street, the first person to do that, you get your pick of Black Walnut Festival shirts. You just have to tell us that you saw us on the Facebook or YouTube live stream. The first person to come over here and say, saw you on Facebook, saw you on YouTube, you get your choice of shirts from the Black Walnut Festival. And again, that is care of Will's Towing. So we want to thank them. And again, they have more to give away.
Yes.
They have got some passes for families to give away to the carnival, which is a big deal. We're going to do some trivia questions for those.
Right.
And we'll start giving those away tomorrow. And we also have some Raider cards to give away. And these Raider cards are normally $10. And what you do is you can reimburse these cards at different businesses. You got LaFinca, NV Tannin Graphics, Backwood Ramblings, Forget Me Not, Slate Auto, Spencer Handy Mart, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, The Front Porch, Dairy Queen, Phoenix Nutrition, the Garden Fresh Market. You get different types of discounts when you go to those businesses, and you can use this for the full year.
Yes, and a big thank you to all those businesses that support that, because that program is an awesome program.
Well, George, I'm going to give you a second here. I'm going to let you talk about Poca Valley Bank and how awesome they are, and I'll be right back in just a second.
Okay. As we dance around the table here, we had to pull our table back because it was too much sunshine on the equipment. Once it gets hot, we're in trouble. But we are having a blast down here. And the Poca Valley Bank, like I said, Drew was talking about all the different sponsorships that they do. Any major thing that's going on in the community, Poca Valley's involved in it because, you know, they care about this community. They care about the Tri-County area, to be exact. And it's just amazing how much work they do in the community. And all their employees here in the Spencer branch, as far as that goes, they are so kind. And, you know, you pull in to the drive-through, they're just really, really on top of it. They get you in, get you out of there as quick as possible. And they may have a full line inside, but they keep everybody moving. And the lines inside are the same way. They keep you moving, and you get in there and get out quick. We want to thank them for doing everything that they do as far as sponsorship for the Black Walnut Festival. For, like Drew said, they're on the Roane County High School gym floor. They're also on the Walton Middle School floor and on the Spencer Middle School floor as well. And, you know, they were involved with the help of buying wrestling mats here a while back as well, and are continuing to do all kinds of help and support through all the different schools and community events throughout Roane County and Calhoun County and the surrounding areas.
What are you talking about, George? Poca Valley Bank?
I was just talking about Poca Valley Bank, you know, how much they support this community.
Oh, it's amazing.
As a whole, you know, the whole area.
One thing I love about what Poca Valley Bank's mission is, George, and I don't know that this is an official mission. I don't want to speak for them, but one thing I really think that they do well is small business loans, small loans given out. they trust in the people of the communities that they serve.
Yes.
And they do these small loans and they do these business loans, and more often than not, they are paid back in spades for this because they do good work. They trust in people. People trust in them. And it's a relationship that has built this bank from one small bank years and years and years ago into a bank that has multiple locations in multiple areas.
Well, and the other thing that I was talking about was, whether you go to the bank and go inside or if you go through the drive-through, they can be very, very busy at the time that you get there. But they move you through.
Oh, yeah.
And, but they're very, very kind and courteous every time you're there.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like you pull up there and somebody's having a bad day and they show it. No, they don't.
No, they are very good to work with. That's why so many people either are with them from the get-go or move their business to Poca Valley Bank. I have my mortgage with Poca Valley Bank. I have my business account with Poca Valley Bank, and I'm soon to have a personal account with Poca Valley Bank. They do great work. They do mortgages well. They do business loans well. They just do all the financial services that you would need them to do. They do have a financial services division as well. We're talking about IRAs, retirements, 401k.
Right.
They do all that stuff. And they have the locations to serve you. They're in Spencer, Walton, Elkview, Sissonville, Charleston. They've got all these locations, and they are just so good.
I couldn't remember how many
they serve.
I couldn't remember how many branches they have.
I could tell you a lot.
But yeah, there is a lot. But I'm sure that they're all ran pretty much the same.
Oh, absolutely.
And like I said, with the courteous and the kind words when you get up to the Spencer office, they're just very nice to you.
Well, it comes from the top down. They do a great job. Their organizational structure and the people that run it at the top. I know Linda Ashley, the president of Poca Valley Bank, and I know that she is one of the nicest and most kind human beings I know, and she understands what it takes to be a successful bank, and that's why they are as successful and expanding as they are right now. We do thank Poca Valley Bank, our sponsor for this hour of time that we have here. I went catatonic there for a second. I think that's an offshoot of the issue that I don't know. I haven't looked that up, but that could be a side effect. If I go completely catatonic, then just talk me through it.
I got you.
We do have giveaways going right now. All we need is the first person to come to our booth here. We're at the corner of Court and Church Streets, and you just got to tell us, hey, we saw you on Facebook or we saw you on YouTube. You do that, you can pick your choice of Black Walnut Festival shirts, care of Will's Towing. We also have a Raider card to give away. We're going to do that here in just a little bit, and it's just going to be a great day here at the festival. Let's do something we have not done for quite a long time, and let's talk about what's happening right now.
I did it a little bit ago.
Did you really?
I didn't do all of it. I just did today and part of tomorrow.
Well,
most of it.
We'll talk about what's happening still the rest of this day today. All these things that opened at 8, 9, and 10 a.m. that are open until 6 p.m. are still going on. At SMS, you got the Ag 4-H FFA exhibits and the Art and Photography Show. Also at Spencer Middle School, you've got the Black Walnut Sweepstakes going on, and you can see all of the winners of that stuff. Courthouse Square is bumping. You had the Train Museum open up until 4. That's now closed. Euro Bungee was closed at 4 p.m., but the information booth will be open until 6. The glass blower is still doing glass blowing, and again, he offered this year wine glasses that he's going to blow himself, and then he's got the BWF sign on them as well. So those are custom-made Black Walnut Festival wine glasses.
And if you've been listening, Boys in the Band are up there doing a sound check.
Yeah, the Boys in the Band are coming up later. We're going to talk about that in just a second. The craft show and David Davis one-room school pictures going on at the Armory. That is, again, until 6 p.m. The flea market over on Front Street, you can access that from the footbridge across at Spencer Middle School, so you can park over there at the lot at Spencer Middle School. Easy access to get to.
No congestion that way.
Yes. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, the replica that's happening, it's down across from Heritage Park at the Casto and Harris lot. That is something really neat. I went down there and looked at it as I was going to pick up some information, and it is really impressive to see that there. It's being housed by veterans, and so that's a really neat thing to have down here at this Walnut Festival. That will be open again tomorrow at 10 a.m. and be open on Saturday at 9 a.m. So if you haven't yet gone down there, go down there and take a look at that. It's awe-inspiring, number one, and humbling, number two.
You know, Joe and I were talking yesterday. It's wonderful that we get this opportunity here at the Black Walnut Festival. We've got the Tomb of the Unknown here this year. We've had the couple different walls that have come in, and you know, it's just amazing. And I asked Joe, I said, I wonder if one of the great West Virginians that used to love to come to the Black Walnut Festival had anything to do with that, and that would be Woody Williams.
I would imagine that there's no non-connection to that as well. I'm sure there is some.
Because if you ever talk to him, he loved the Black Walnut Festival. He looked forward to it every year.
Well, there's a lot to love about this festival. Yeah. It's a good time here. One of the other things going on tonight or today until 6 is the chainsaw artists. The Mason-Dixon boys are still over there sawing up some logs and putting together some really neat stuff.
Hey, I wonder if they could do us a logo.
I'm sure they could do a logo, but I couldn't afford it.
I know, right?
They're doing that down at the Armory as well.
Maybe if they'd take $1 for it, I've got one in my pocket. You brought me back from getting my drink.
Yeah, maybe they'll take $1. That'd be the smallest logo you'd ever see, though.
Exactly.
For sure. They're doing that until 6, obviously. The bake-off results we just mentioned, and you can go over still to Backward Ramblings. They're open till 8 p.m. You can go look at the winning entries for the bake-off. The Dino Wars show has one more show here today. It starts at 5 p.m.
Oh, okay. I thought they were done.
No, 1, 3, and 5. So at 5 p.m. you'll see the last opportunity today for the Dino Wars show. That's just over a 2-hour right on Court Street, so that's easy to get to as well. The carnival is going to close at 5 p.m., so the carnival open for another 30 minutes, and then they're going to take a break to rest, relax, do some maintenance, whatever it may be, and then they'll reopen at 6 p.m. this evening.
Let the workers get a bite to eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And then at 6 p.m. they'll reopen. They'll open until close, and that close is kind of depending on how many people are hanging around, really. So they'll stay open for as long as people are there, at least to a certain extent. And so the big thing that will lead us to is the big thing that we're going to do here at 6 p.m. We're going to transfer our equipment up to the main stage, and we're going to cover the Queen's coronation.
Right.
Queen Ella Wilson will be officially crowned for the Walnut Festival on the main stage at 6 o'clock is when that begins. Once that is taking place, they're going to set it up, and as you mentioned, it's the boys in the band taking the stage at 7 p.m., and they will be rocking and rolling until 9 p.m. We've had great cover bands so far, or not cover, but tribute bands.
Tribute band.
We had Fleetwood Mac Mania, which was an incredible concert 2 years ago. This past summer, we had Seven Bridges, which was an amazing show.
Well, if you remember when Seven Bridges was coming, I told you you're going to have a great treat on that because I saw them in Grantsville.
Yes, and they were fantastic.
Yes.
An Eagles tribute band who did a tremendous job. And so now we have an Alabama tribute band here to close out the Thursday night and be the big Queen's coronation show.
And the flyer for that.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, it looks exactly like Randy.
Looks just like a young Randy.
Let me ask a resident expert on music. If that flyer right in the middle, if that guy doesn't look like the lead singer for Alabama in his younger days. Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, it is a spot-on spitting image, kind of like that Fleetwood Mac Mania.
Even got the wristband.
Oh, my gosh, George, you are really detailed with this stuff. Incredibly detailed. Hey, man, was a fanatic back in the day. A fanatic.
You know, I mean, music's been my life.
Did you go to a concert when you were younger and get a wristband off of him or something? Did that happen?
No. I've never seen Alabama live.
Well, you're about to see close to them.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
Well, folks, we're very appreciative of our sponsor for the half hour. That's Poca Valley Bank. Again, we'll have them on one more time later in the week, and we'll hopefully have a representative from Poca Valley Bank. We just transfer right into the next sponsor.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
But I've seen all kinds of different bands throughout my lifetime. I still think the very best show I've ever seen was Willie Nelson.
Well, I've never seen Willie live, but I can only imagine.
Yes. Saw him in Huntington, of all places.
Was that back in '02 or something?
That was, we were running horse and buggy from Hoon all the way down to
The 7-hour trip to Charleston.
yeah, one of those deals.
Well, we're into the 4:30 half hour, and of course, I got a good buddy with me, but not only a good buddy, two good buddies, and I've got two business owners in the town of Spencer, West Virginia. How about that? Now, the question is, first off, I've got Caleb and Amy Nichols here. Amy, are you going to be able to come back at your time tomorrow? Oh, let me give you some actual sound, too. That would help, wouldn't it?
That would help.
Oh, my gosh, I'm such a moron. It's one of those days. All right. She said
I plan to.
she plans
There
to
we
come
go.
back. So we're here in this half hour to talk about Carpenter's General Store. She also helps run Cash Saver, by the way. in case you didn't know.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I knew that.
We'll talk Cash Saver stuff tomorrow, but we're here to talk about Carpenter's General Store today. Caleb, you and Amy come back to Spencer, West Virginia. You guys immediately get involved. Amy, you guys get with Cash Save. You open that up, and then all of a sudden, Carpenter's General Store comes up for sale. Now, Caleb, I know that you are quite familiar with the previous owners. In fact, loosely family members of yours with Steve and Jennifer Carpenter, and so the opportunity is there for you to come back. You've already got a day job. Nobody cares about that day job. Nobody. You have the opportunity to buy Carpenter's General Store. You do it. You guys go full in on the business. One thing I've talked to you about numerous times when we have been on the air live is your need and want to keep it very similar to what it has always been. Number one, keep it simple. Do what you do best, what they've been doing best. And number two, keep the prices affordable.
Yeah, I don't like to reinvent the wheel, and this is a good example of that. Steve Carpenter is my first cousin, by the way. His mother and my father, brother and sister. So Steve and Jennifer, not strangers to me. The model, the platform of that store, I've loved it from day one. It's a country store. It serves the people in that area. Folks drive right past, I hate to say it, but they drive right past stores in Calhoun County to get to Carpenter's.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I think the cost of goods has almost everything to do with it.
Yeah.
Probably 90-some%, but the rest of that I think is customer service. We've got an outstanding staff. My wife is, Amy's running the store, and she's got an outstanding staff who are incredibly friendly, very personable, and it's a very family sort of atmosphere there. There's no strangers at Carpenter's. But you're absolutely right. You said it. There's no reason to change anything. I like being able to sell items at the absolute lowest cost possible and get them out the door.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Now, there's no changing, but there has been some enhancing of some of the items. Now, we talked with Quentin Keaton about this beer tasting that they're doing on Saturday evening at the festival. You all decided that you were going to kind of spruce up the supplies that you had, the type of beer that you offered, because you look around and you found something missing in the supply around this county. And so you guys have done a great job of finding different distributors, working with these distributors to get this different type of beer in. Amy, I'll bring you in. I know that you've been on the horn constantly. In fact, you've made a couple of trips to places that you would rather them come to you, but that's all right. You guys have really upped the game when it comes to beer selection.
Yeah, so like Caleb said, we want to keep our prices nice and cheap, but we want to make it our own store too. So we're putting our own spin on it, bringing some new items in, some new things that you can't get here. We had a lot of requests too for certain beers, and people wanted more. I brought in some of the Big Timber, and then they were like, "What else?
What else can you get?"
What else can you get?" So, so we've got a nice selection of that right now. And just anything different, unique that somebody's tried. We can't always get something, but even if there's something that you particularly like to drink and you can't find it here in Roane County, let me know. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, we write your name and number down. We write the item you're trying to get in, and if we can get it, we'll bring it in and see how it goes. And even if it doesn't sell, to everybody, if it's something that you want us to just special order for you, once a month we can do that. If we can get it, we'll try to get it in.
Yeah, I've been in the store when someone would come up to Caleb and ask him, "Hey, I see that you have this. Could you get this? And you're like, well, let me see if we can get it.
Yeah.
All you got to do is ask you guys, and there's a chance that it could come to Spencer. And I'm talking some stuff that you just don't see around here. Some of my favorites I won't mention, but I really do like that you guys are able to do that and put that little spin on it yourself. You've done a little bit of aesthetic overhaul on the outside. Caleb, I know that you put together a new color scheme. Got yourself a nice little logo that we put on our station as well. But the color scheme is very nice. It's calming. I like that.
It's more subtle than it used to be.
Yeah.
Is taupe soothing?
It's very soothing. I was concerned that somebody might have it might create a medical condition. It might spark something if anybody has a. So it's a safety issue first of all. It's, you have to drive by that place, and I don't want anybody to be distracted. Amy was being modest just now. Her batting average is outstanding.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not. We'll try. I see your batting average. It's almost perfect. There's probably been one or two episodes when it's like this doesn't exist.
Somebody asked for.
Well, some
We
stuff
can't
right
fly
now,
to Brazil and get this
Yeah.
material, but we would if we could.
And some stuff right now, just there's supply issues too, still with certain companies. There are some things that they were able to get in the past that now that just because of supply issues they cannot. So some of it we're waiting on to come back in stock again. There's been issues even with just Dr. Pepper products and regular 20-ounce Dr. Pepper. Last time I ordered, completely out of stock in the warehouse.
Everybody's having that problem.
So yeah,
It's true.
yes, and so some things is out of our control, but
We're often told by these vendors, by the way, that we sell an outrageous amount of their product.
Yeah.
I mean, for the size of the store, I think it might be misleading. Just it's off the beaten path a bit. It's outside of town. We understand that, but our vendors remark almost every time, you guys sell an awful lot of Mountain Dew. You sell an awful lot of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, that's a bad problem.
It's a
to have.
huge, bad, terrible problem to have. It's a nightmare.
You wish it would stop. Is that what you're saying?
Let me just piggyback on the whole, ask and you shall receive. So, aside from our beer and wine selection, I would
Yes.
go out on a limb and say we have,
wine selection.
aside from, local wineries, of course, I think we have the biggest, maybe best selection of wine, quantity-wise. I think I can say that comfortably without
Yeah.
word
We have a nice variety.
reprieve.
I'd say you're safe in
I
saying
think
that.
I'm safe.
We got a
Thanks,
whole,
George.
whole section.
My attorney here says that I can press on, but anyway, to piggyback on that, as far as the ask and you shall receive, we've got hunting equipment. We have firearms. We have ammunition. We have we've got fish and tackle, that type of thing. But I keep a small quantity of firearms, ammunition on hand. Quite frankly, it's just it's almost an impulse buy for some folks. It's not a great time to impulse buys don't happen as often as they used to because of our current financial situation. But what I would encourage folks to do, if there's something that you're looking for, just swing by and say, hey, find me this item. I want this item in this color, et cetera, and I will find it for you. And I will promise you right here and right now, you will pay far, far, far less for that item than you'll pay anywhere, absolutely anywhere. That's not our bread and butter. It's something I'm a federal firearms licensee. That's a nice thing to have in your pocket, but that's not where our focus is. It's sort of it's a background thing that we check in deer. We sell license, hunting license, that type of thing. We'll continue to do that forever.
Yeah.
But I don't want folks to forget that it's a great place to go get hunting equipment. Get a
Exactly.
firearm. It
It's
really
one of those, I've talked with you. We're talking with Caleb and Amy Nichols, owners of Carpenter's General Store. I've spoken with you numerous times about that. You said it's a nice perk to have your FFL and to be able to sell guns, but to not have to care about marking up your guns because it's not your focus. It's just a side thing. That means the customer really, really rules in that situation because they are going to get the absolute best deal you can get on a firearm.
Right.
And if you don't have it, again, you have a few in stock, but you don't have a ton of them in stock, but you have the ability to go looking, and you can find these things. And whether it's an impulse buy or somebody really is looking and focusing on it, you have the ability and the right to do it, which is really nice to have in your hip pocket.
Yeah, you said it. The customer has the upper hand in that situation. They truly do. And again, I'd rather take a hit on that product so they go out. I want folks to go and tell everybody they know, I know where you can get the very best deal on guns and ammo anywhere.
And since you was in here,
Yeah.
well, buy some stuff.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Hey, we got the Mountaineer Trust sitting here.
Wait, what?
The Mountaineer Trust. Is
What did
up
you
there.
bring to?
No, I'm saying it's up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yes, it's
you know,
his truck. Yes,
George is about to
we-
make me mad because I thought he meant it was right.
Where is it? So, yes, we do. And,
I've already got heart issues right now.
and people were asking, because we do have such a new selection of big timber, there's so many different varieties. People were like, we'd really like you to do a mix and match on them so we can try
Yes.
some of these that we might normally, no, you don't want to buy a 4-pack of something you're not sure if you're going to like it.
Right.
So you can mix and match a 4-pack now of any of the big timber for $11.99. Some prices, they range from $7.99 a 4-pack to $16.99
Yeah.
a 4-pack, on that beer. So it's a variety there, but you can choose for
That's
mix
so
it up
cool.
for $11.99. Try something different. Maybe try something that you don't usually
not-
drink. You don't know if you're gonna like.
You don't
it
know
or
if you
not
like
yet.
it until you try it,
Yeah.
honestly. That Country Roads Trust, by the way, that George was talking about, there is an issue behind that. The Country Roads Trust beer from Big Timber, you're not just buying that to buy it, you're buying it, and some of the profits are going to support the Country Roads Trust at WVU, which in turn supports our athletics up there, which in turn makes us better fans because we have better teams. I'm just throwing that out there.
I did not know that. That is
Yes,
fantastic.
that's why they built the Country Roads
Okay.
Trust.
You
Yeah.
know, there's one thing that I want to put out there, since you're both here. I frequent the store quite a bit, and
He's a owner.
Don't stop.
I know, but every time that I come in there, whatever employee is working at that particular time, they're very helpful and very polite
Yes.
and courteous.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you walk into a store that's clean and presented the way that you all have the store presented.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to see because
Yes.
you don't see that everywhere.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We appreciate that.
And we still got little projects we're wanting to do and improve on the inside. Little by little, we've been able to.
Got to learn to walk before you can run.
Well, and you got to get more time than the
I was
two of
gonna
them
say,
have.
it's
Exactly.
sometimes it's just a matter of having the time to take care of things.
Amy,
Yeah.
Amy works a full-time job at Spencer Cash Saver, running a huge grocery store.
Yes.
Caleb, without giving too much away, works for the federal government, whatever.
Sorry.
Something like that.
So the time crunch is obviously there for the two of them. But again, you guys are doing great things little by little, and I love to see the way it's happening. And what you're doing is you're keeping the flavor that it always was. You're not losing any customers that were there before.
No.
You keep those people, and with what you're doing with these new selections of things, you're drawing in new people to say, well, if I can get this up here, I'm going up here to get it. I couldn't tell how many times that I've finally gotten myself out of the habit of being late somewhere, so I can just take the trip up the hill real quick and then come back down. And it's something that I think a lot of people are starting to understand now about what you guys are capable of.
Yeah.
George, I appreciate your comment about our employees, and I couldn't agree with you more. Those folks absolutely take ownership. I mean, they don't behave like employees putting in their 9 to 5 and going to the house. They take ownership.
You can
they
tell
know,
they care.
Absolutely, they know the products.
Yeah.
They have questions asked about because we have such a breadth of products, from a 410 shotgun to a German lager, and everything in between, and there's going to be questions. Yeah. And if they don't know the answer, they seek out the answer, and they're all very knowledgeable, and it just in that process they take just great ownership of that store, and we all work together so well. It's great. We're blessed.
We're talking with Caleb and Amy Nichols, the sponsor for this half hour of content on our Facebook and YouTube pages, Carpenter's General Store. We'll be talking with Amy again tomorrow about Cash Saver, but again, a lot of irons in the fire for you, for both of you. But I think that your knowledge that you've gained, Amy, in the Cash Saver business and in dealing with distributors and dealing with product and inventory and all that stuff has really helped streamline this situation. And it's taken a few grades off Caleb's head, which is nice.
It has.
Not enough, but
Not enough. We'll get there.
It's been kind of nice.
We'll get there.
Yes.
Amy's a pro. I mean, she's
Yeah,
she's a pro.
we were able to finally, because just different stores, different vendors, the way that they can hit certain spots. So we finally got new Frito-Lays up there now, and so you can get Doritos and some chips that we couldn't carry before. We couldn't get them to service the store before, and just with partnering with Cash Saver, I can get it brought right up there. So that's been nice. We had Sled come in and do a reset of our store, and fix the candy and move it and make more room for some new products that we were able to bring in. So yeah, lots changing, and we're working right now with Crazy Little Mama decals to get a nice window decal for the front there with our logo on it. So yeah, that will be happening soon.
Who did that brand new logo for you? Was that you, Caleb?
I paid somebody to do that. And it's your idea. Yeah, it's totally my idea. No, it was a graphic designer. It wasn't expensive. Graphic designer. I knew what I wanted. I wanted to kind of capture. I like the colors, kind of a hunter green and tan khaki type thing. But it's a very simple. You've got a mountain, you've got a stream going below it, and you've got the moon, and it's and that's it. And it's just two colors. Carpenter's General Store, and I think it really captures. It captures
speaks for itself.
It does, the essence of the store.
That'll be good to get it on the front of the building as well. So
I want it on T-shirts, by the way. We got to talk about that.
We'll talk about T-shirts here very, very soon. Yeah. I want to talk about you all. Again, Cash Saver is very heavily community involved. Right now, right off the bat, they've been that way for a couple years. Right now, Carpenter's is now getting to a point, and it's always difficult when you take over a business to get to the point where you can do that stuff. Well, now Carpenter's General Store is a sponsor of the Black Walnut Festival, and that's a big deal to be able to do that so early in a business.
We actually did it last year too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I missed out on that.
Yeah, I think it was the quilt show that
was back before you could afford it, and you did it still, right?
Did it anyway. That's right.
Correct.
Yeah, you did it a few times. We've talked about that all day. Yeah.
Community involvement it means a lot to us. I mean, we're not so arrogant that we thought we could just kind of sashay back into Spencer and start grabbing up stuff and get away with it. So we love to be involved. Amy's very active in the Chamber of Commerce, and the Rotary Club, and whatever. I don't know how she balances. I don't know how she keeps her schedule under control. It blows me away.
Nor do I. I would like to know something.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening around me most of the time.
She's just good that way.
I nod my head in the affirmative and carry on. But yeah, we love to be involved. I thoroughly enjoy it. I really felt, I think the moment where really I checked my box in life was when somebody came up to me and says, "Hey man, we need a Little League team. Will you sponsor a Little League team?" I couldn't say yes fast enough. Yeah. And get my checkbook out. I mean, I said, I need you to help. I need you to let me. I want to design the uniforms. I want to be. I want to. And my son's going to play on this team, whether you like it or not.
Before he even knew there were restrictions on the uniforms, he had Oregon in mind, just different colors.
I actually had Monarch rubber, circa 1991, in mind, so I could once again live vicariously through my son. But our coach is there for Carpenter's baseball team. I run into him often. He's a great guy, but every time I see Dave, he asked me, "You're going to sponsor again next year?" And the last time he asked me, he cornered me at Go-Mart, I think, and I said, "Dave, you never have to ask me that question ever again. Just stop asking."
Yes.
It's a yes. So just come collect your check and leave me alone. Well, we're going to press on.
Let me tell you why that is so important to us. Caleb and I have been friends for a long, long time before we even knew what businesses were and how to run a business. I think I still don't, but I'm working on it. We grew up in this community, and we have very fond memories of our time as youth athletes. And I remember very vividly wearing the WVRC shirt in Midget League basketball. I remember very vividly the First National Bank shirt in Little League baseball. I played against Caleb, who was on, guess who? Monarch Rubber's team. And we have fond memories of our coaches, of the programs there. We go back and we think about that a lot. When Caleb and Amy moved back, I was so excited to get back involved with the two of them, and I've been able to talk to them. We just share memories all the time of the past, and it's important for us now to be the people in this community that do this stuff. So when they come to you and say, "Can you?" Now, there are times when it just can't be done, but the vast majority of the time, you see Spencer Cash Saver doing things. You see Carpenter's General Store sponsoring things. It's because we know how important it was to us when we were kids. Right. And it is just that important, and maybe more nowadays, the way things are going, to show that you are involved in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got really good context. I mean, if you don't know, I left here and went and spent a career in the military. and kind of globe-trotted around the world for a decade or two.
Amy didn't mind when you were in Greece, though, right?
No, that was a nice trip.
You got to come visit one time, yeah. But there's no boiled frog effect here, where I've been here the whole time, quite frankly. I went and kind of saw the world, but when we came back to Spencer, when we made the decision that this is the best place to raise our children, the best place to maybe live our lives. And it's more my wife's decision than mine, if I'm being 100% honest with you.
She's always been the smarter of the two.
Yeah, no argument there. But she made a wonderful decision, and but again, that context. I mean, what you just said, Drew. What this community has given to me. You don't stop and think about it often until you step away, and then you come back and you say, I want to do for others what they've done for me. If we're talking about Little League baseball, that's one thing. But there's been a lot of amazing teachers and coaches and folks in this community that I probably didn't get a chance to express it to them when I was a youth. But as an adult, I thoroughly enjoy the opportunity to be back. And
many of those people are still around, and you see them now.
Shockingly, I turned into friends with a lot of people that used to be my supervisor one way or the other in school or on the football field.
Is that how weird to you too, Amy? When you're now a business owner and now you're involved with these folks that you were like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
These are my coaches and these are my teachers.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm right there with you now.
Yeah. Well, Tank Blosser helps that out quite a bit. He gets us roped into a lot of stuff, and
he's a good old goat roper.
He is a good goat roper, and he and Amy are really in lockstep with regards to Cash Saver.
Yeah.
I envy their relationship. Because they're very agreeable with one another, and they kind of work.
It's kind of scary.
It's scary. It scares me. I don't know.
It's a full-on, if you believe in yin and yang.
Yeah, it is.
She's the yin, he's the yang.
Right.
Exactly. She is the teeth and the numbers.
Yes, I'm the numbers person.
And all that stuff that create the creativity of those things. And then Tank is the guy out in the front who's just grabbing stuff, moving stuff, stocking stuff.
He's merchandising and ordering and finding the best deals. Like he's great at negotiating and keeping our costs low so we can pass that on to our customers.
And as much as you never wanted to be on the air the first time we did a live, you've become comfortable in front of it. But he is kind of the guy who's like, oh, there's Big Tank, there's Tank. And he's got that aura about him. He's Tank Blosser.
He's a man that needs no introduction. Yeah. And you know what? You're right about Amy. She's not the same person. She's not the same person I married, quite frankly. In the past few years, I think just because you run out of options with regards to being nice and agreeable when you're in business. Business is tough. Dealing with vendors is tough. Dealing with the community. Dealing with
Employees.
finance, employees, et cetera, et cetera.
Everything.
Yeah, you kind of have to get a little hard-nosed, and she's really turned into a tough bird, and she scares me to death sometimes.
By the way, take note, George. Amy's getting hired at the station as my employee distributor, just so you know.
There we go.
I think I'm maxed out on.
She's got enough on the way down.
Yeah.
She said her plate needs side wheels.
Yeah.
The way it is.
Yeah, she's far more aggressive than she used to be. That's the sweetest way I can.
It's a good type, and it's the way you need to run the business side of it.
Yeah.
But it's created a successful business in Cash Saver. It's helped create a successful business in Carpenter's General Store.
Absolutely.
And these are things that, again, we're here, and this is what we want to do. So let's do it the best we can. And you guys are absolutely on the right path with that.
Thank you, Drew.
That was great stuff, man. Carpenter's General Store, just at the top of the hill on Arnoldsburg Road. You got so much stuff that you guys need to go see if you haven't. Go up there and see the little store with a whole lot more. Yeah, I got that one right.
Yeah, it's a convenience store with a whole lot more. If you're in this town visiting for this wonderful Black Walnut Festival over the next few days, do yourself a favor. Find out where 746 Arnoldsburg Road is. Go stop by, stock up. You won't regret it. You might end up taking something home with you to Ohio or whatever.
And again, Amy, if they're looking for a certain type of beer and you don't have it on the shelf yet, ask.
Yes,
Put their names
we'll
down.
see if we can get it in. Also want to throw it out there. Tuesday, October 17th, is our business after hours for the Chamber of Commerce from 6 to 7:30.
6 to 7:30. That will be at Carpenter's General Store.
Yep.
So we invite you to come up there. If you're a business owner, you haven't been involved with the chamber yet, or if you're somebody who's thinking about getting involved, come on up and meet some of the business owners in this community and just have a good time up there at Carpenter's General Store.
Absolutely.
We'd
We're
love
going
to
to
see you
be
there.
closing early that day for the after hours, so we're going to close at 5 that day so we can prepare and get things ready for it.
Awesome. Caleb and Amy Nichols. And Amy, I know we'll have you back tomorrow.
Yes.
Hopefully Tank joins you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
he will be joining me.
Is he coming? All right.
He's coming, and I'm going to be joining him if I can make it down here. I'm going to.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Well, at least
He'll definitely be here.
At least I'll get one of them in there.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's always fun. I don't care if we're on the air or not. It's fun to hang out with my friends, all right?
Yeah, ditto. Thank you very much,
Yes,
Drew. We
thank
appreciate
you.
that.
We continue, folks, live with the Walnut Festival, the 69th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. We hope that Carpenter's General Store with Caleb and Amy Nichols, we hope they have a good time the rest of the festival. And again, make sure you go up there to Carpenter's General Store and see all they have to offer and the things they can get to you if they don't have it immediately. So much going on here this Thursday evening of the Black Walnut Festival. Behind us, if you can't hear, it is the boys in the band. They are doing a sound check, and they're playing some good stuff on the sound check. A little bit of,
that door, she would already be grabbing her stuff.
they're doing a little bit of,
I never want to not have this. You know what I mean?
oh, old school Levon Helm stuff. I love it. I was wondering what I was hearing there, and I'm hearing the band and the weight behind us. I tell you what, if they do that half as well as they do their boys in the band stuff with Alabama music, I can't wait until 7 o'clock tonight. Folks, again, we're going to do the Queen's Coronation here at 6 p.m., but we've got another hour worth of content to give to you guys. We're very excited that you have joined us throughout the day. Again, we do have a giveaway going on right now. If you come to our booth here, we are right at the corner of Church and Court Street, right across from the city building, and we have offered a free Black Walnut Festival t-shirt to the first person who just shows up here and says, hey, I saw you on Facebook or I saw you on YouTube. That's all you got to do, and you win a free t-shirt for the Black Walnut Festival. We've got a brown one, a couple of gold ones, we've got a bright green one, and then a bright orange one. They're all Walnut Festival themed, and those are care of Will's Towing, and also you'll get yourself a bracelet for the Black Walnut Festival as well. Will's Towing, so gracious to give those to us. They also have given us some family pack of wristbands for the carnival. We're going to be giving those away starting tomorrow, and we'll have some giveaways for that to give a family a discount on Cicchetti Amusements and the carnival over there. I just went over to see the carnival. Boy, they went full force again this year. They brought a ton of rides, a ton of games, all the stuff for the young kids, all the stuff for the middle-aged kids. It's going to be a great thing. And as Kate Gaynor mentioned to us, they lowered the prices this year. There was a negotiation with Cicchetti Amusements to try to make sure that we could provide the best we could here for the people of Roane, Calhoun counties,
Right.
and still be able to pay for the carnival. And so they did a great job with that as well. Don't forget, again, at 6 p.m., we're going to cover the Queen's Coronation live. We're going to shut down right at the end of 5:55 or so. We've got A&M Digital Technologies with us at that time, so it'll be okay. Joe will help us with that, I hope.
Maybe.
Maybe. But we are rolling right along into the 5 o'clock hour. And again, we are very thankful to all our sponsors. We are loaded up today. We're loaded up tomorrow. We're loaded up Saturday with people who have gotten on and involved in this sponsorship so we could stay live at the Black Walnut Festival. Again, folks, please like and share our video on Facebook or YouTube, whichever you're watching on. And if you have any questions, comment in the comments section. We've got the comments right beside the video for us where we're able to answer any questions you may have. If you just want to let us know you're watching, if you want to let us know where you're watching from, give us some memories of the Walnut Festival that you may have. Let us know what your favorite food is. That's a big question that a lot of people have had trouble answering.
We forgot to ask Amy, and
Don't worry, I'll get
it tomorrow.
We'll get it tomorrow. I'll find out at least Tank's favorite food. So
I'm afraid to ask that question.
into the 5 o'clock hour, and we have a new sponsor stepping right in. He is on time. He's prompt. That's what you want in a guy.
Exactly.
That's what you want in a guy like this. But we're very happy to be joined by Josh Downey, our 5 to 5:30 exclusive sponsor for our content here on WVRC. And it's not just Josh Downey. We are now speaking to a candidate in Josh Downey for Circuit Judge. Josh, thank you very much for joining us here this evening. I know you're a busy man during the day, so you requested an afternoon or evening time.
That's right, Andrew. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you this afternoon, this evening. Happy to be a sponsor of it. You know, you were so booked with sponsors. You know, it was a was a half an hour here, and I think I have a half an hour Saturday morning, so I look forward to getting to talk to everybody in that hour again. But yeah, I'm a candidate this year for the circuit judge. You know, I've been around for a long time. People probably recognize my name. I'm in my 4th term as prosecuting attorney. Talk about
I wondered how many terms it was.
4th term. So I'm in my 15th year of doing this, and made the decision with my family that we were going to put my name in the hat, and we're going to be running for circuit judge. Next in 2024, that election's in May.
Yeah.
A little bit different feeling. You know, we're running in 4 counties now.
Yeah.
This circuit covers Mason, Jackson, Roane, and Calhoun. So I've been really enjoying myself getting out and meeting, once again, not only the people here in Roane County, but our neighboring counties.
And that's something as the prosecuting attorney of Roane County. You ran a candidacy years ago now. It's amazing. It seems like just yesterday, Josh, and now you're in your 4th term. But you had to be a candidate at that point, and you ran for prosecuting attorney in Roane County. And you've been Roane County's prosecuting attorney, and now you have to kind of switch gears, and you have to bide your time now amongst these 4 counties. And you've been very good early on at it. You're very strong on social media. You're able to show people where you're at and what you're doing. You've been over in the Point Pleasant area over in Mason County. You've been over into the Ripley area. We've seen you over in Calhoun already. How is it that you find the time to do this, though?
Hey, you just got to make it happen. And of course, my number 1 priority, and I can guarantee everybody in Roane County this, is I'm the Roane County prosecuting attorney. And that job is going to get done.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee that. But, you know, you just have to make time. And you know, fortunately, I've been the Roane County prosecutor, but I've been in courtrooms in Calhoun, Jackson, Mason County. I've had the opportunity to represent those counties several times as a special prosecuting attorney, so that helps. And, you know, this time of year is really fun to do that because we have all these festivals going on. So, and it's Friday night football games, and when our Raiders aren't in town here, you know, I've traveled over and caught Point Pleasant play a few times, did a little scouting a few weeks ago.
I appreciate that.
We got Mingo Central coming up, and I think we're going to take them here in a couple of weeks.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
After the boys take care of business here tomorrow night. So you make the time. People have been very welcoming and just really enjoyed that opportunity getting over there to all these festivals and different events going on right now.
Well, you mentioned you talked it over with your family, and I know that Amy is a very important part of this because, you know, this thing doesn't happen without the support of your spouse, because it's going to take a lot more of your free and extra time because you have your job that you do, and then the extra time that you guys may want to do something on your own, you're like, hey, we got to go here, we got to do this, we got to get our name out, we got to go meet with these people and just get out the word that you are running for circuit judge this time. And how has that been? How's the response been from the communities that you don't normally serve? You're in Roane County. How has it been, the reaction from people? They're like, who's this guy? And then they meet you.
Well, I think the reactions went well. You know, I was in a parade really early several months ago in Point Pleasant. That was one of the first public events in another county that I did. I got great response over there, good feedback. And, you know, I guess when you're a prosecutor for 16 years and that other counties start hearing that, so pleasantly surprised maybe how many people I did know and the people who had heard my name. So, yeah, great response there, and it's been fun. You know, Dad's driven me through a couple. You know, Amy's obviously that was a decision we had to make,
right?
And she was fully behind me, and I couldn't do it without her because, like you said, we're giving up, you know, trips or not as much trips. It's just as much as a weekend of doing nothing.
Yeah.
And we know we're all in until next May when this election's over. But you know, I've had support from my parents. You know, Dad's driven me through parades now in 2 different counties. He'll be taking me through a parade Saturday. And, of course, you know, I have a father-in-law who knows politics a little bit in the area, and everybody knows that Mayor Williams is my father-in-law, you know, and he's been supportive of that, too. So,
well, we transitioned into that Saturday thing, the Walnut Festival. This is something that has been near and dear to your heart all your life. You're a longtime Roane County resident, and you have the opportunity as your life has progressed. You know, you think about this when you're a kid, you go to the Walnut Fest, you have a blast, you have a whole good time. Then all of a sudden you become a college student, you come back for the Walnut Festival, you sometimes come back and meet your friends and things like that. Then you become a professional in Roane County, and then you're asked to support this thing financially. And so then it transitions you into a different phase of loving the Black Walnut Festival for different reasons. And now you come in as a candidate once again to the Walnut Festival. It's very interesting to see that transformation from your life of a kid to now. I imagine that being a candidate at the Walnut Festival is good and tough in that you have to be who you are anyway, but then you have to do some glad handing with people.
Right, and what a great place to do it. But yeah, it is full circle. You know, it's kind of funny you talk about memories. One of my first, and I know you Facebook and all that. You know, early memory I had the Walnut Fest. Of course, my dad worked at the Buck Parsons Bowlby plant for years. He was division manager there, and back when that plant was operating, these were huge supporters of our livestock sale.
Yes.
So one of my earliest memories of the Black Walnut Festival was going with my dad as a little guy to those livestock sales, and of course he was purchasing on behalf of Buck Parsons Bowlby, and you know that full circle now. Even the years I'm not a candidate, I support that.
Yeah.
But getting to go out there as Josh Downey and buy at those livestock sales. So yeah, that is full circle. You know, and that campaigning, it really is easy here for me because we're a small community. We know everybody. And so it's really easy to go around and see people like this lady who's standing beside me right now. So it's a lot of fun getting out and doing, I guess, that quote, glad handing. But we'd probably be doing that anyway because, as you said, the Black Walnut Festival has really replaced that old Roane County homecoming.
Yes.
That, you know, probably before our time, Andrew, you know, we've read the stories of 400 and 500 people going out to Camp Shepherd having that big homecoming. That's obviously not as active as it used to be, but this is our homecoming now. And we probably started realizing the same as you when we go off to school and realizing how important it was to get back home on that weekend to participate in this festival.
Yeah, a lot of people utilize the festival. George, you and I were talking about this morning. A lot of people utilize this week as the homecoming, and they all plan reunions, whatever they may want to do. They use this week as the time for they can come in and do that and enjoy the Black Walnut Festival as well. As you mentioned, this lady right beside you, your sister-in-law, Kate, who is the president of the Black Walnut Festival Committee this year, and I tell you what, that young lady has been nonstop. This morning I was making fun of her because she would race by, she would look back, and I would do this, and she'd wait just a second, and then 30 minutes later she'd come back, and she'd say, just another second, and then 30 minutes later, I finally got her this afternoon. She came over, she's like, okay, give me 2 minutes, and she finally came back. And so I got her on for 2 minutes. It was very good to get her while she was still conscious and feeling okay.
I'm so proud of my sister-in-law. Yeah, I've seen her knowing when she was going to become president of this and just seeing the work that she's put into it and the way that she is able to pull volunteers into this too. It's just amazing. So she's doing a good job, and she's going to work hard at it. And I'll probably leave her alone Sunday. My guess is about Sunday at about 6 o'clock. I'm not sure. I'm not sure my brother-in-law is going to want to be around there, but she's doing a great job at it.
Absolutely.
Really proud of her.
Now, when this job is over, is she going to help campaign with you?
Oh, we'll talk to her about that. She's doing a pretty good job organizing the festival. I think she can help.
I'm telling you, it has been very, very good. And again, it's because of people like you, sponsors like you, and volunteerism to help this festival go the way it has gone throughout. And I imagine it's going to be a great festival throughout the week. I know the weather has cooperated so far. It's supposed to cooperate basically through the rest of the week. Well, there's a little issue with maybe some Saturday showers, but I think the weather is still going to be very good throughout. Mostly morning thing, and I think we're going to be great for the grand parade. So here you are in the infancy of your campaign, really. It's only been, maybe a month of campaigning for you. This is a long road, even though it ends in May, and most things go till November. I almost think it's better for you all that it ends in May because, man, it is a hard thing to campaign for so many months and to try to get that word out and to make all those moves and do all those things. But what is the next phase of your campaigning? Obviously, right now it's getting the word out, finding out who you are. Is there any changes coming? Like, let's say the first of the year, things will ramp up seriously at that point.
Well, obviously, right now, any candidate running, and when we're in this grand parade, I know we'll see governor's candidates and Secretary of State candidates and Attorney Generals. You know, you're technically still in a pre-candidacy phase.
Yeah.
So when January comes around and you'll become, you'll have all these candidates formally filing and so forth. And sure, you're going to see, I think, any campaign, you're definitely going to see it in this campaign. We'll ramp up and, you'll have yard signs in the traditional campaign. But yeah, it is a little different because this is a nonpartisan election, the circuit judge race. It's over in May. So right now, this is kind of our January.
Yes.
It is a different feel. It's fun. From a candidacy standpoint, you do get to hit these fall festivals and so forth a little bit early. And it's just going to be keeping our name out there. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get out. I love talking to people, and that's what we're going to keep doing. and we're going to get all out around to our neighboring counties. Now, I'm sure we have lots of people from our friends in Calhoun County listening to this right now. We have folks from Jackson County.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to keep going out there and talking to people, letting them know my history, and, know that they have a qualified candidate for this position who has experience in the courtroom that's needed for a circuit judge.
Yeah, well, 16 years in a courtroom environment, Josh. Let's talk about the boring stuff of the job of being a circuit judge. Obviously, you're involved in 4 counties, and so what is the job of a circuit judge, and what types of things will you be doing in that position if you are elected?
Well, in our circuit, we have 3 judges, and right now that would be Judge Tatterson, Judge Ashley, and Judge Dyer. And we have different divisions. And the division I'm running for is Division 3, and that candidate has to reside in Roane or Calhoun County, but all 4 counties vote on the candidate.
Yeah.
So I can understand how that's a little confusing to people, and sometimes you almost need to get a piece of paper.
Scrap it out.
But a circuit judge is such an important position. There's obviously some administrative roles that go with that, dealing with probation departments and so forth, and the work of the courts. But 90%, if not higher, of a circuit judge caseload is probably going to be the criminal caseload and an abuse and neglect caseload, which we hate to talk about, but it's such a serious and large numbers. Not only here in Roane, but in the other counties. But it's just going to be keeping control of that courtroom. And probably one of the most important things a circuit judge has to do is keep that docket moving efficiently.
Yeah.
We got to run these criminal cases through the courtroom. There's time frames associated with these abuse and neglect cases. And I've had the opportunity to work under several different judges. You pick up on things, and I've had the opportunity to work under good judges, and I've seen how a good, efficient docket needs to run. I mean, this year, if you think about it, in Roane County, we've had 95 criminal indictments, and we've had close to 100 abuse and neglect cases, and that's just a small rural county here. So
you wish there were not as many as a human being, but there's going to be that, so you got to be somebody to do that.
Yeah, I used to laugh and tell people that I should be the one elected official that you want to be bored.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not doing anything as a prosecuting attorney, life's pretty good. But sadly, we know that's not the reality, and that's why it's so important to have that qualified candidate, especially, like I said, 16 years in the courtroom. I've probably tried as many criminal trials as about as a majority of the attorneys in the state.
Yeah. I mean, if you've done 16 years as a prosecuting attorney, that is a long caseload of things that you have to deal with in the court system. We're talking with Josh Downey for Circuit Judge, our sponsor for this half hour of content on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Josh, we know you're a big sports fan, obviously.
Yes.
And you're doing some politicking here this evening. You got a lot going on here. You got to be able to catch the game this evening? That's the question.
There's that balance, right? You're talking about. I've got my Mountaineer socks on today. Hashtag beat Dana, right?
Oh, man.
So big game tonight for the Mountaineer. Everybody knows I'm a big Mountaineer fan. But no, we're going to hang around down here. We're going to see we'll be here for the coronation a little bit. Hey, these tribute bands, tonight.
Holy cow.
Have we not hit the jackpot as a community?
We were saying that exact same thing.
For 2 or 3 years, Fleetwood Mac, and then the Eagles cover band that I think we had that 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
And I tell you, this group tonight's going to be just as good.
We're going to have had 3 tremendous tribute bands in the less than 2 years.
Knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely.
And people need to get. I mean, the weather's perfect tonight.
Yes.
The sun's gonna put on a jacket. It's the perfect weather. It's not gonna be too hot. And we have food everywhere. We'll talk about that before this half hour's up. Food, and you're gonna have a great concert. And those last 2 tribute bands that the city of Spencer's brought in. That's the thing that I heard over and over was. They're good.
Yes.
They were that good, and so people need to get down here, and things, especially the locals. Things are going to pick up tomorrow. We're really going to see the influx of people coming from out of town. But what a great night to come down here and enjoy this as our local community, and anybody from over in Calhoun or Jackson County.
Absolutely.
Come over.
Yeah, those surrounding counties that you're going to be serving, you're saying, come on over here and meet me in my local territory, and let me show you what we have here.
That's right. Spencer's got so many good things in Roane County. Working in the courtroom, I work with a lot of attorneys who come from outside the area, whether it's those neighboring counties, but we have attorneys that come down from Putnam County and, Wood County and so forth. And the one thing they always point out and talk about our community is how we still have a Main Street.
Yes.
And we have a vibrant community, and it's really almost silly sometimes, the morning traffic that you get when school's in session,
Yeah.
Or at the end of the workday. So we have, as a community here, we have so much to be proud of, and this Walnut Festival really showcases that in so many ways. It's a showcase for Roane County and Spencer, and there's so many events with, we had the Junior Black Walnut Bowl last night, the Future Raider Bowl. We got all those kids out the livestock pen who put, a years of, I'm putting in some time campaigning, but my goodness, the work those kids put in. If they can get a pig to walk in a straight line,
Most of the
time, that's work. So, yeah, what a great way to showcase our community.
You talked about being out there as a kid and watching those. I went to my first ever livestock sale last year as a business owner and got involved. I'm going to do it again this year. But I had no idea how much fun it was when a pig got away.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed the ones that were calm and the things, but it was more fun to watch it when the pigs got away from the kids.
That's exactly right. If you want some real entertainment when the kids are showing those pigs and they got them all in there together, so
Right.
that's an adventure.
One other thing we're very excited about, Josh, is this year we've been very, very lucky to have all the help that I have at this station. But Joe McDonald got me in touch with Doc Watson, Brett Watson, a member of the board over there for 4-H FFA. Okay, cool. Information boost. That's a beer tin information for it now.
Oh, okay.
Kate's giving me information. I love it.
That's the one person we can pause for.
Yes, absolutely. So, Doc Watson, who's a member of the board there for the 4-H FFA, he and his crew said, hey, we're going to help you out the best we can. Doc Watson had a Starlink roaming site, so he went up this week, and he's scared of heights, by the way, and he got up on a ladder and got on top of that barn roof, put that thing up for us, made sure that where he needed it was where we could get service, and we are going to have internet access down there, and we are going to live stream the 4-H FFA livestock sale.
I tell you, people need to watch that.
Yes.
Because if you've never seen that, I mean, it really is. You just see the work these kids have put in with these animals. And if you think about here in our local community, going back to Spencer High School and Walton High School, we have had success with those FFA and 4-H programs, and they continue to do it. Just a few weeks ago, we had a state champion in one event, and they placed well in Morgantown. So yeah, those students and those teachers involved in that program, and so many of those parents that grew up in that program, it's just wonderful to see. And we really need to get out and support them as a community because, those kids, we see all these kids walking around here today on camera, and that's great. But, not only do they put all that time in during the year, what always impressed me, those kids aren't here at the carnival or doing some of those fun things we associate it with. They're out there at the barn cleaning their, getting their calves ready for the sale, or those pigs or those sheep. So just hard-working kids.
Yeah, they're spending the majority of their free time over there at the barn working. A couple times they'll get down here, you'll see them real quick, try to enjoy, but they are committed to this stuff. And I tell you what, we talk about some of the sports that we love so much, and right now Roane County's football program having a great season, first time ever ranked number one. 4 years in a row, we won a state golf tournament, and the pride that elicits in our community is so great. And then you think about every year, the 4-H FFA that goes to national. Every year we have representation. Every single year we win state titles in that. And that's something that we try here at the station. We're trying to help promote. But I think it's not going unnoticed, but it really needs to be promoted more in that these kids do a lot of hard work. They do it year-round. It's like a sport for them. And many of these kids do sports as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was at John's this morning getting a haircut, so I looked good this weekend, and Coach Burdette was in there, and one of his players was in there trying to balance stuff, and Paul talking about, well, I've got 4 or 5 players who are showing animals.
Yeah.
So not only are those kids doing that, I know they're getting ready for tomorrow night when they need to go take care of business up in Flatwood.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild one tomorrow night, Braxton County.
But, I've been at the station for almost 13 years now.
Yes.
And every year, they've always asked, can you all cover the livestock sale? And we've never been able to do it until now.
We were wanting to try it last year, and there was no internet access, and even my buddy Joe McDonald, Josh Denny, could not
make that happen.
Couldn't. He can do anything.
Right.
He can do any. If it can be done, he can do it.
Give him a roll of baling wire and a roll of duct tape, and he can fix anything.
Well, listen, Joe's my computer guy in the office.
Yeah.
So a lot of times he gets very frantic phone calls.
Yeah.
And it usually goes like this: Joe, I don't know what's wrong.
But it's me on the other hand.
Yeah, but it's not working, and you got to get it fixed. So he's great at that, and I think he's coming up here in a little bit too.
Yeah, they're going to be up here in just a bit. So we couldn't do it last year, but we're finally going to be able to do that this year. That will help promote the 4-H and FFA. That, again, you have great memories of that.
Absolutely. And I tell you, Andrew, another thing that's down here, people need to come see that we need to talk about more because they're award winning. Is our local Votech Center.
Oh, yeah. We had them on a little bit ago.
You know, and I'm lucky enough, I'm on one of the advisory committees on that group, the Local School Improvement Council, and when you see what's going on at that school, and you need to stop by, and I think you can act like you're running an excavator, and they got a welding display over there.
Yeah.
But the skills that facility is teaching our local community
Yes.
to be ready. You can go get your CDL, I think, in 6 weeks.
Yes.
And that's amazing. So, you have programs like our FFA and 4-H, and then you have programs like that we share with Jackson County, and that's they went and they won several awards at their skill competition.
Don Shepard was also talking about the nursing program that a
Former student.
Right.
Former has come back. It is now the instructor.
Right, because times are tough, and they had a little pause there because they were trying to find an instructor, so they grew their own.
Yes.
But the program, the way that it's set up now, as a high school senior, you can go in and start that program and be working within 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
And have a 4-year degree.
It's amazing. I mean, that CDL program, which is one of their newer programs, within a couple months, you're going to be making big money. Big money. Yeah, to be proud of. But you're working hard, but they're giving you the skills to do that.
Yep.
Well, right here in our community.
Yeah.
Like Don Shepard was saying also, they've got people that, trucking companies that call them daily.
Absolutely.
Wanting people.
We need, and I'm sure they touched on it. That they're doing a big expansion. They're building a new building. So just once again, what is the Black Walnut Festival about? A lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's this pride in our community in seeing good things. You talked about social media a lot. We're all active on it. You guys do great things with it.
It's a necessary evil sometimes.
Yeah, but then you got like I said, that evil. You got people who get on there and just complain about things. And that comes with the territory and anything. But man, when you get down here, you just see things are good.
Yes.
They're going in the right direction when you see events like, if the weather holds out, which it looks like it, I don't think the Grand Parade's going to be a washout.
I don't either.
A little drizzle don't scare us.
It doesn't scare anybody.
The thing that I saw before I left the station to come down here with Drew was the last weather forecast, the updated forecast that I got, was that Saturday morning early, we're supposed to have some scattered showers.
Yeah.
Now, it's only a 40% chance. So
60%.
We may not get it.
Fine.
Yeah, we may not get it.
We're positive.
We're glass half full, people.
That's exactly right. So it's going to be. Just imagine in our little community, when the weather holds out, and we're going to have 19, 15, 16, 17 bands. A great parade, Marshall. I don't know if you even hit on that.
Yes, we did once this morning, but we'll talk again about that.
And that's amazing. Some more pride for here in Spencer and Roane County. But we're going to have anywhere from 20 to 35, 40,000 people here in Spencer, West Virginia, seeing that.
Yeah.
And it's just an amazing opportunity. When we brought friends in from our community, they just love it here.
Yeah.
And it's just so, show it off. Be prideful.
Yes.
Be happy at the community that we live in.
And a man right here with us, very proud to be a Roane County citizen, proud to be your prosecuting attorney, and hopefully wants to be your circuit judge in the 3rd District. Is that right?
5th Judicial Circuit.
5th Circuit.
3rd Division.
3rd Division.
Division 3.
I'm glad he was here to take care of that.
I'll leave that, Andrew. Okay, so we'll keep it straight. So
I have one question for you.
Okay, let's go for it.
See, now, Josh has helped WVRC for many, many years with the election return.
Oh, I'm still a little sore about this, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be okay, but I'm a little sore about it.
I've got to ask the question. I know the answer, but I've got to ask it.
Okay.
Are you going to help us this year?
Well, I'll tell you what, we may have to take a pause because we may be busy that night.
Yeah.
But well, I'll tell you what this is. There are other people in this community who have skills. Joe McDonald. and we will prep them.
Seton McDonald.
Yeah. Seton, Joe's in a relationship now. He needs to know how this budget works. So we'll be ready. Hey, we're going to help. Like I said, we're going to be probably really busy that night.
Yeah.
You know, you guys know I'm always here. We're going to help out that stuff. I have a lot of fun being on with it.
A personal thank you to you for all the years that you have done that to help us with the election returns, because it's always a smooth transition.
Oh, and we've gotten bolder with it too.
Oh yeah, we got ideas. Yeah, last year we had exhibit all.
So we did my very own
Yeah, we had all these things. So yeah, we had a lot of fun to do that. You know, we're going to have opportunities to do that. You know, and thank you guys. You know, you're getting thanking all the sponsors doing this, and you guys do a great job showing off the community and everything you do with the kids, and it's great hearing about the livestock sale you're show. So I know you guys it's a lot of work. I know you're here a lot of hours, but I think you guys have a little bit of fun doing it.
We have quite a bit of fun doing this.
I'm working on 13 now.
Yeah. Speaking of that election night, I won't be having Josh Downey on for the actual coverage. It'll be myself and Joe McDonald. We'll be having a blast there. You never know. We may end up talking to Josh Downey that night.
I really hope, and then the plan is for you guys to talk about Josh Downey a lot that night and what's going on. So in this campaign, like I said, we're going to work hard to get out there, and we're going to earn people's votes, and we're not going to take anything for granted. I'm very proud of my record in the courtroom. I hope people see that. There's no job that you make everybody happy, but I've always worked to do what's right. And that's one of the things you got to be sure, especially in this circuit judge. You know, you got to know the law and you got to know the rules and how things are supposed to go, but also you just got to do what's right. And that's what I think people want, and somebody they can trust to do that.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Josh Downey for Circuit Judge, thank you for your half hour with us. Thank you. We'll be with you again on Saturday. Looking forward to talking to you after the parade and finding out, or maybe before the parade, but finding out how the rest of the week is going for you after today.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll see how many Italian sausage sandwiches I can get in. And that right, you didn't ask me yet.
That's the final question always.
I probably have to go. I'm a traditionalist, and a traditionalist here at the Walnut, it's probably DeRusso's, right? You got to go with the Italian.
Yeah, I have to go with the Italian sausage.
I mean, so I'll have a few of those before the weekend. I'll try to keep count and report to you Saturday morning. And
I'll put him on a scale after this is over, and then Saturday morning I'm going to put him on a scale.
Yeah. You go to the gym, you work out all year for this one right here. So
Well,
that's what he's working for.
9 years ago when Gil come in, DeRusso's was my go-to.
Right.
I mean, every time.
Gil comes on strong.
Now he does. He bats a pretty good, batting average. So.
Right, and he got some variety. So okay, well, we'll just turn into a food critic here. So you got some options here. Yeah. I mean, are we going beef? Are we going turkey? Pork?
Yeah. So I spent several years in Maryland.
Okay.
And Gil's pit beef is a Maryland staple out of Baltimore.
Okay.
Okay. And that's where Gil's from.
So that's where he's learned this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it's nothing that is new to him. His pit beef, you can get down there right now and get one of his sandwiches and then jump in a plane and fly to Baltimore and get one, and it'll be the same.
So do you go plain and just want the savory?
No.
Okay, what sauce you got?
There's more to this.
Okay. What you do is you put just a little bit of barbecue sauce on it.
Okay.
Then you put a lot of Tiger sauce.
Oh man, the Tiger sauce.
I feel like you're doing a ad for Arby's there. That's what they're trying to do.
Well, the Tiger sauce is a Baltimore staple.
Okay.
Meat to Gil's.
It's made with either Duke's mayonnaise, right, or Blue Plate mayonnaise. And horseradish.
See, I was hoping if we talked about him enough, we're going to buy him a radio. It's like he would bring over, and we could have a savory competition.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of competition just right here at the table.
I mean, it's got to be tough on you, Joe. I see Joe. He's walking around. He wants to take my seat. but this is important stuff we're talking about. So I'm gonna hand it over to him. I know my time's up, and we'll talk about.
We're talking about the feedback, Joe.
Yeah, food over there. So, and I don't know if he's going to talk about computers or a comedy show. You really don't know what you're going to get with Joe McDonald.
You know, you flip a coin.
Well, but no, actually you don't, because sometimes when I'm dealing with computers, it is a comedy show. So I mean, it's, you know, he's one of those guys, and I mean, I've called Joe before, a good segue to him. I said, what should I do? And he said, turn the computer off. And I say, okay, I know how to do that, I think. He said, turn it back on, and it's done.
That is 90% of his IT with me.
Yeah, that's just what it is. And he said,
I call him, Joe, I'm feeling this.
yeah, it's amazing.
Calm down. It'll be all right.
All right.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for joining us again. We'll see you again on Saturday morning.
Everybody enjoy the Walnut Festival. Get out here. And thank you to you guys, and thanks to all the volunteers who helped put this together.
Absolutely. Josh Downey for Circuit Judge, 5th District, 3rd Circuit, 3rd Division. I'll get that right by Saturday morning, I promise you. And it's always fun talking with Josh. He's a huge supporter of the Black Walnut Festival. We love talking with Josh, and he'll be out and about. And again, if you see Josh, just go and say hi to him, see what he's all about, folks. A great candidate for Circuit Judge. As we move directly in, what a segue that he just gave Joe McDonald right there. Joe, we were already singing your praises when Don Shepard was here. I was talking to him about my station would not be running right now had it not been for you. Also, you got me in touch with Don Shepard, who got our Comrex wired in, soldered in, 1970s style to Pot 4. So we're on the air because of you and him.
Well, thank you. Yeah, he was able to retrofit modern technology into stuff. And when we did that, I told you I know everything. There was literally a bar in between. I said, I know everything on the right. You got to find somebody on the left.
And he wired us into the right and left system, I think, because we're on audio, not mono. So I think we're good to go on Pod 4 when we do use Pod 4 for that.
We need to see if he can figure out how to do the return on that.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We can talk back and forth.
We went fast and quick to get that thing in. So maybe we'll look at that later.
I think I know part of that now, but I think we're going to have to talk money on that.
Oh, really? That's where it is. George is the idea guy. I'm the money guy, and that's where we clash heads most of the time.
Yeah, there was much discussion yesterday about anytime George has an idea, and the first question is, how much is this going to cost?
How much is it going to cost me to do this? We're so happy.
I've got great ideas.
Yes, I will give you that. We're so happy to be joined this half hour by Joe McDonald. Obviously, if you don't know him by now with WVRC stuff, then you're not paying attention to us.
Disclaimer, I am not part owner. I do not own any stock in WVRC.
He's just a massive help to WVRC.
Contrary to popular belief and possible...
even though Drew and I both have him on speed dial.
Yeah, sometimes I guarantee you he wishes that he did not give out that number to me.
I mean, look here. This is a good example. In my text box, look, it's clear up here on the top left corner, right there.
I am priority.
Exactly, number one.
You look at my phone, he's the first number call right now, because the last time I made a phone call was at 1:30 in the morning, yes, on a Tuesday in the hospital. The first person on my Facebook Messenger list right now is Joe McDonald, because I was asking him about hardline Ethernet cable, and the first person on my text messages is Joe McDonald. Right. Well, you do have a business, Joe, of your own.
Yes.
A&M Digital Technologies. You also are on our station with the LOL Comedy Show. It's just a great time to be you right now, I'm telling you.
I saw his counterpart walk through here a while ago.
Yeah, actually, we was literally having an quick LOL meeting about 30 seconds before I walked over here.
We've had a tough time on Saturdays for the last month and a half because the Mountaineers keep taking over the airways in the evening time.
Yeah, I was telling George yesterday, I said, it's a shame, as a Mountaineer fan, I'm glad they're winning.
Yeah.
But as an LOL content creator for WVRC, I wish they was having a worse season, because then people are more likely to listen to Mike and I than they would.
And they'd be more likely to have noon games instead of 7, 8 p.m. games. Right. Where we get inundated with them. Now, It's the perfect week to have a Thursday game because it's the festival, but it's the festival. We still don't have any time. I've got a homegrown show I want to play again on a Saturday soon. I've already got Kurt Schultz committed to coming in studio if I can ever get a free Saturday. You guys got an LOL show you want to put on. We just got to find a good Saturday for it soon.
Yeah, so Mike and I, well, we've toured with Friday nights, and I said, no, football. I said, no, we got football. And then, so we've talked about maybe a Sunday afternoon, evening deal or something. So we are talking an October show. I haven't talked to you yet because we haven't even figured out the date yet. But
We talked about that yesterday.
George and I talked about it. But we're looking at a big Halloween spectacular.
Yes. And I think the homegrown's going to back off of that. I think will be the week following that if it works out the way we hope it will.
Yes.
So we are going to have that original content on. But speaking of original stuff, A&M Digital Technologies, let's talk about that. Let's talk about where you guys started, number one. You guys have been in business for now 13 years?
13 years.
It started with you and Cena, your wife, and now she's abandoned you for better sunsets and opportunities. Yeah. He is now our circuit clerk, or our county clerk. I had circuit judge on the mind. He's now our county clerk, so she left this business almost completely behind, and it's up to you now.
She still hasn't forgotten anything because, yesterday I was just stuck in one little spot and couldn't figure it out. And I heard her way up from afar holler at me. I said, yes, Cena's coming. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm selling the big gun.
she does still know about the business.
I called in a favor yesterday. I was like, hey, I know you're busy. I know you've got your own gig going on, but it's like, if you got like 30 seconds to get George hooked up, and I know it's something, I said, I know here's what it is. And she's like, yeah, I'll run up there and take care of it. So she did that. So now she's, for the last 10 months at this point, she's left me run the office completely without adult supervision.
Oh, that could be a good thing and a bad thing at the same time.
Like we were talking yesterday, and she was on the air with us. She said, yeah, I gave him 2 weeks.
Wait, not 2 weeks notice, but just 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks to take the plane and crash and burn.
But what you guys do and what you started doing, I'm not sure if it's any familiarity to what you guys are doing now. I know the business from the start has expanded massively in 13 years.
Yes, we started in August of 2010. Providing IT solutions for home and small business customers. Now, we do some enterprise work, but our niche market is home and small business because, honestly, there's not much of a market for that around here because a lot of the IT companies, what I like to call the big boys, they go for that big money. They go for the large enterprise corporations, and I'm not dogging them. You got to make your money somewhere. So, Cena and I, we've worked long and hard to carve out our niche market. And we started out doing just computer repairs and stuff like that, and have grown so much into website design, home security solutions. It ballooned so much, and now we offer 3D printing services, which is something just phenomenal.
Oh man! And you brought a little.
I brought a sample. I'll let you pick, sir, on how detailed we go into talking about that.
Well, yeah. We're going to go full go on it, even if we're not ready to put it out yet. We're going to go full go on the talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So we do home and small business. We do computer sales and service, cell phone repair and sales, printers, networking, home security solutions, website design, data recovery. We actually started. We partnered with a company that's been doing it for almost 30 years. Drive Savers. If you've lost data for whatever reason and we can't do it in-house, we actually partnered with a company that you ship them their drive, and they have what they call a clean room. Like, you could actually operate in these rooms. Like, when you go in there, it's full on, full headgear, dust-proof, coverings on your shoes. Like, it's what they call a clean room, and they actually dissect everything that retrieve your information, pictures, data, whatever. I had a customer message me last week. He said, do you do data recovery on phones? And I responded like, yes, but it depends on what you need. He said, yeah, I kind of dropped my phone off of scaffolding and sent pictures. And I'm like, yeah.
Don't think that's gonna work.
Yeah, when the manufacturer ships a phone out and it's only 3 inches thick, and you send me a picture and it's 6 inches thick, there's something's
wrong with that picture.
Yeah, and you can see inside of it. Something's not right. But actually, so we work with Drive Savers to actually ship the drives, and they do free quotes for you. Give them a call, and they'll give you a free quote over the phone. And we partnered with them, so we actually got a better deal for anybody that's interested in that. We just partnered with. We've actually not announced online yet because I've been too busy trying to find that 15 minutes a day that I have nothing else to do.
Yeah, good luck.
To upload their catalog on our website. But we actually partnered with Sonic Wall. They're an enterprise level firewall network security solution. They have all small business products as well as enterprise solutions. So we partnered with them. We are dealers for Seagate, hard drives, data products, HP, Lenovo. We're authorized dealers for them. WeBoost, cell phone boosters, home and mobile cell phone boosters. We're dealers for those. Basically, if it plugs into Anchor, yes,
Anchor,
yes, I love
not any more than I do.
If you need a cable, like a phone charging cable, and you don't want to pay the manufacturer price, Anchor is the way to go, and we can get you set up with that. And actually, our 3D printer we got is made by Anchor.
Oh, yeah.
So that sold me right there. It's like, I know what I'm getting here.
Yeah, right.
So we do all that, and then like I said, we just started in the 3D printing business.
Yeah, some cool stuff coming with that. Joe is one of those tinkerers that you really enjoy having around, and he's like, I want a 3D printer, and I want to see what this bad boy can do. So he has been playing.
The one top thing that he failed to mention that A&M Digital Technologies provides is the CEO of the company also provides late night tech support.
This is true.
Yeah.
For radio stations.
Yes. Now, it may only be our radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's an exclusive contract with WVRC.
Your daughter, Sadie McDonald, and again, that young lady is such a spitfire. We love it.
Yes.
We got her own shirt that says Late Night Tech Support on it. Anytime the station goes off, it's a scream, Dad!
Yeah. And then in the middle of the night, she can be sound asleep. Joe said that she'll come out in the hallway and scream at him. Dad, the radio station's broke.
Well, the other night when I texted you and said, hey, we got dead air.
Yep.
I heard it, and then she goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm checking radio. Well, it's not working. I know.
It's good to have that second tier, that second level of help for it.
Yeah, she's quality control.
Yeah, is that what it is? Quality control?
Yes.
Well, you guys, again, you do so many things, Joe. We're talking with Joe McDonald, by the way, if you guys don't know, A&M Digital Technologies. At this point, if you don't know him with us, then you've missed out on everything we've done because Joe's been with us for the last couple of years, and he has been an integral part of everything that we are capable of doing.
Including watching watch a bridge move.
Watch a bridge move. And I'm rocking the bridge.
Yes, rocking it. Very nice, sir.
Yeah, I tell you, it's just... I talk to people all the time in different avenues, and anytime I talk to them, we end up talking about Joe because people have seen what he's capable of doing on the Facebook and YouTube stuff that we have, what he's been able to do with us radio-wise. But it always ends up in, he does some work for me too. Yeah. He's here doing this. He does our IT support for this. I can't imagine. Your client list has got to be a mile long.
Oh, yeah, and we know that every year when Cena orders Christmas cards.
She says, I'm going to need to have about 17 boxes of Christmas cards, please.
Yes.
For this.
But thankfully, she gets them pre-printed with all of our names on it so that I don't have to get writer's cramp on trying to sign.
Absolutely. Cena, I don't know if your ears were burning. We do have Cena McDonald here now to keep track of Joe.
That's a hard job.
We said you left him high and dry.
Duty pay.
Oh, I know. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
You left him high and dry for greener pastures. You are now our county clerk, which is wonderful. And it was joke. He said you gave him 2 weeks to get his act together. There's no way 2 weeks is enough.
He's done a great job since I have left. But prior to that, we spent 13 years together working on it too. So that's our baby. So
Yes.
it's nice to see it grow because Joe has already expanded since I've left.
Oh, yeah, this 3D printer stuff.
Taking in more adventures.
Oh, I'll tell you, I love every adventure he gets on when it comes to that because he brings me stuff and I'm like, this is amazing. And then the next time he brings me something even more amazing.
I know.
And then the next time, it's just as he learns,
It never
I get cool
ends.
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For my birthday, he made me a giant lighthouse.
Yes.
It's about 3 foot tall.
Yeah, did I show you guys the pictures of
Now, I have not seen the pictures yet.
Yesterday.
He said it was very difficult to keep this from you.
It was.
Because it takes so long to do it.
And I'm a little nosy.
a little an understatement of the day.
Oh, wow. It turned out
yeah.
pretty. Man, oh, man.
It's taller than the couch.
Yeah, it was almost 3 foot tall. I had to print it out in sections.
Joe's not just another pretty face. He knows how to do some stuff.
He does. He's pretty good with gifts.
He's not just a tech guy. He's very thoughtful and creative as well.
is.
He's got the whole package here. It's good to go.
Yeah, that 3D printer makes me look like I know what I'm doing.
It is a neat thing, though, to add to what you guys offer. And it's something that, again, Joe, you've just scratched the surface of with this 3D printing process. The things that you can do with it, you're still finding out all this stuff. And this is a creative side for you in that you're designing things for people that can be gifts. You're designing things that can be for sale. You can mass produce stuff, or you can do individual things for people.
Yeah, well, the way I operate is I don't like to be a responsible adult and do my proper homework, and try to see, well, what's the best way to do things. When it comes to 3D print, when it came to the 3D printing idea, I saw the machine that I just happened to run across it online, and I seen it was made by Anchor. I was like, okay, that already sells me. And then they had all these bells and whistles. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I need. I don't care what anything else does. That's what I want. So I told Cena, I was like, hey, I think I can make money on this. She's like, well, if you think you can make money on it, we'll try it. So we got it, and the first thing I did was like, throw stuff against the wall to see if it'll get stick. And then when it comes to like the coasters and the magnet idea, that actually came through my buddy Grayson McGaha, TikTok creator. Grayson has been selling stickers. It's part of his platform. And I told him, I was like, hey, do you want something really cool with your sticker design? And he's like you do. He's like, well, what can you do? So I was like, well, hold on, let me see what I can do. So I said, send me some of your designs. So I took some of them and tweaked them and turned them into coasters and magnets and shipped them to him. Just a couple of them, it's like, here you go. He calls me up, he's like, we're going to sell these, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you're my magnet and coaster guy now. I'm like, okay.
We'll just add that to your list of qualities that you can have.
Yeah. So we've been doing coasters and magnets. It's been about almost a month now that we've been doing that, and it has already taken off like gangbusters with them.
Yep.
And Grayson's loving it, and we're loving it, and we're thankful for him allowing us to be his supplier in a gig that I didn't quite know what I was getting into.
Such a random meeting with a random person turns into a business opportunity for both of you, and a friendship as well, which is really kind of cool.
Yeah. So we've had Grayson on our LOL shows, how we got started, and then it just kind of snowballed from there and into A&M Digital Technologies being his IT company.
Mm-hmm.
And a friendship.
Yes.
Yeah,
we went on vacation and actually met up with it.
Yeah. And you got some content out of that, by the way.
Yes.
Which was also nice for the LOL show.
Yes. So that was pretty neat.
And that cooking with Mike was hilarious, by the way. He said, I can't get away from this guy. It's always good to have content, by the way. Content. Oh, man, that is so beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? Yes, so you want to walk in front of the camera real quick?
I would love for you to show people. And this is kind of Vanna Force.
Should see
Oh, no, I'm not Vanna White.
Get the Vanna White stuff going on.
Tina McDonald.
Okay, so if you take a look right in front of you, what you're looking at is the first of a beautiful set of WVRC coasters. Now, Joe, I'm going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag here. One thing that people ask me all the time is, when you have merch, when are you going to get merch? And I say, well, I can afford the merch. So I got to buy it first and then sell it. Right. I can't guarantee I'm going to sell it. Well, you and some people gave me a roundabout for that, which is so cool. you're going to let us partner with your online store.
Yes.
At A&M Digital Technologies, and you are going to be exclusive mass producer of some of the items that we're going to have on that store, including that set of coasters. We're going to have coasters for sale. We're going to have magnets for sale. We're going to have just stickers for sale. And on top of that, we're going to have our merchandise store with clothing options. I've gotten with NV Graphics. Nate has been so good to help me out with that. We're going to have some items, and we're going to do the online store where you can order it so I don't have to pay for it in advance.
Right. Yeah, that's the way I like to operate. When I started working with Grayson, and I told him, I said, we negotiated the contract and we got down talking terms, and we got to negotiate on price. And one of the things he said, he's like, well, we can't do it for that. I'm like, yes, we can. He's like, why not? I said, trust me, this will work. And after, so last month was our first month into it, and I sent him the invoice, so he was comparing my invoice to what he sold, and he's like, okay, this will work.
Exactly. Joe knows some numbers. No, I don't know. He knows some. He knows some.
Yeah, I know some, but Cena's the one, because literally, how many conversations do we have?
We always bounce off of each other. Always.
Especially when it comes to money, because I'm like, okay, here's where my numbers are coming from. Am I missing anything?
Well, when the boss is away, the cats will play. And now that Cena's working over at our courthouse, Joe's got a little more leeway right now.
Yeah, that's why I got to double check and make sure that my math is mathing right.
Well, Cena, speaking of that, how is the job going for you?
It's going great.
Transition, changes, all that stuff.
It is. It was hard to leave the business, but it has been great since. And we work out well. I mean, Joe and I bounce ideas off each other, or, we both have questions all the time. So, and we just sit and think, well, you guys know. You guys have talked to Joe. You know what it's like talking to Joe. All of a sudden, boom, you're on another thought. So,
you'll be driving right along, and then all of a sudden,
turn. And that's why the business has went so well, because we don't stick with just one thing. You expand and you go a little bit further, or a little bit further than where you went.
It all seems to work out in a wash.
Yeah. So far, so good. There's one of my vendors right there.
Yeah, that's one thing. Joe never has a free moment because there's a phone beside him, and I'm happy to be one of his late night customers when I need all that help, because I need that all the time. But we're again with Joe and Cena McDonald, A&M Digital Technology, sponsor of this half hour of stuff. We just were watching, by the way, as we're talking, all of the Queen's coronation contestants go by, and that reminded me that we're going to be covering that. So I got out my mobile unit here, and so we're ready to transition here in just about 5 minutes, and we're going to go to the main stage, and we're going to watch that. But, Joe, the things that you guys have done from day one of your business till year 13, it's been nothing short of amazing in a small community like Roane County. But you guys have gotten your word out, you've gotten your names out, and the reason it's been so successful is because you guys are good at what you do.
Well, thank you. We try, and that's one of the things that when we started, that was what we wanted to get away from. Is there's a stigma. It kind of like perfect example. On Old Brother, Where Art Thou? When he walks in there and asks for Dapper Dan, and the guy behind him, it'll take 2 weeks to get there.
Yeah.
Cena and I, that was our goal. Was like, we're not going to be it's going to be 2 weeks to get there guy. Now, granted, in 2020 with COVID, that kind of
that did everybody in.
That blew that out of the water, because it was one of those, you'll get it when I get it, and I'm not getting it. But other than that, we've always tried to strive to meet and exceed customer expectations.
Yeah, and right. The quality over quantity.
Yep.
That's a major thing with a small business.
And with the quality over quantity, it's a catch-22, because you do such quality work. The quantity keeps coming in, and so managing that is not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. And since Cena left, I hired Nick to run the office, and I told him when he came on board, I said, look, you have one job, and that's not an easy job. I said, your job is to keep me on task. I said, because that was Cena's job. I said, I said, honestly, me being a business owner looks very bad on paper. I said, because my attention span is not very long. I said, and I get very easily distracted. I said,
Our ADHD is about the same.
yes, yeah. So I said, this is not good to be as a business owner. I said, so your goal is to keep me on task, and he has done a phenomenal job on the. Anything comes in, keeping track of everything on that, and it just makes my life so much easier.
Yeah. Well, you guys do a wonderful job, Joe. And I tell you what, as always, I could not be more thankful that you have come into my life as a business owner, because without you, this station would not be anywhere near where it is right now.
Well, and did you plug Roan Jackson Technical Center? Because that's where all this started.
Yeah, we already got the plug-in before I even showed up.
Yeah, Don Shepard was just raving about him already. He's like, there's a product of Roan Jackson Tech Center.
That's right.
And I tell you what, it is a good, that is a wonderful place over there. We're going to talk to them again on Saturday. They've got a big announcement that Ben Cummings says he is going to make, and I'm looking forward to that.
If it's the one that's seen and I know, big ain't the word for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot wait to see what he's going to say to us on
Roan
Saturday.
Jackson Technical Center is a great asset to Roan and Jackson
Yes,
counties.
it is. Well, guys, we are up on the 6 o'clock hour. We appreciate you guys coming in for this. We're going to transition folks over as fast as we can. We're going to get to the main stage. I hope that my internet stays connected for this. I know that here wasn't very good. Joe's like, I got other things I want to do today. He's looking for some Russo sausage, I think, at this
I'm
point.
gonna say I'm smelling some barbecue coming my way.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, 304, you've got to get those wings. I had that for lunch today.
I had the pork for lunch, but now I'm going to Gill's. I had 304 for lunch, so I'm going to Gill's for
Okay.
supper.
I think eventually, when I'm allowed to eat, I'm going to go over and get some 304 pulled pork, because I didn't get it last year, and I'm mad still.
Hey, Drew, that stuff freezes. You can put that stuff in the freezer if you need be to hold you over until.
I'm looking forward to that. All right, so let me connect here real quick to mine if I can. Oh, gosh, I don't know how to do this. And we are going to try to head over very quickly. Joe's going to get out of here before I say, hey, Joe, can you come back? I got a question. Okay, let me see here. Let me close this out and try to reopen. And where am I? Where am I?
Franklin, up at the top,
Oh, no, not Franklin. I don't want him. I want my phone.
Oh, your phone.
And my phone.
Miller. Oh, that's Missy's iPhone.
Where is it? Why is this not showing up? Personal hotspot is on. What is wrong with me?
Let's turn the Wi-Fi off and back on.
I like the way you think, Joe. And there we go. Hey, I need an IT guy. Joe McDonald.
Hey,
in again.
I know a guy.
All right, folks, stick with us. We're going to transition over to the main stage, and we're going to try to get ourselves covering up here the Queen's Coronation from the 69th Annual Black Walnut Festival.
So much fun. But yeah, that was the new design. It didn't come out quite like a Where'd you got 2 more days of? Well, part up. But I can still brag.